You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet.
Hello.
And this is a very dark, gothic, artisanal podcast. We're three anti-heroes. Clean up the streets of podcasting.
It's about time someone cleaned up
Falcone!
the streets of podcasting.
So today we were talking about the movie and the game Batman Returns. Yeah, but before we all do all that, what you guys been up to? It's been a minute.
I haven't seen y'all in a week, so there's stuff. There's stuff I got to talk about. Oh, and today I do have a TADPOG totals list for Batman Returns.
Hell yes.
Nice.
So we'll go through that.
I do like those very much.
Yeah.
Thanks. I like doing them. They're fun. I pooped in a box this week
Hell yeah.
on purpose.
You're like it's like a furry thing?
Nah,
Like a cat?
it was a Cologuard test
Oh.
for cancer.
Oh.
My doctor said, well, I keep forgetting to schedule a colonoscopy. And my doctor was like, well, how about this? We'll give you the Cologuard test, and you can do that. And as long as it comes back negative, you'll be good for 3 years. So they send me the kit, which is clearly marked with the Cologuard logo on the outside of the box. So there's absolutely no question about what this is for. I do the test, which is extremely uncomfortable. The bucket is about as wide as I don't know. The opening to the bucket is a little wider than those Frisbees on those Batman cups you sent us the commercials about.
Man, I'd be afraid I'd miss.
I was afraid I'd miss. Surprisingly, I didn't.
Where did you
They
put the
give you
bucket?
this ring. They give you this like ring.
Tanya stood underneath the glass
She
coffee
has
table.
to sit under the table. They give you this ring that goes under the seat, and then you put the bucket in the
Okay.
receptacle.
Well, that's
But it comes up. The bucket has a screw top on it, so you take the screw top off. It comes up about a half a centimeter above
The seat?
The seat. So I'm like, got this ring
Yeah.
of plastic
I'm just thinking
pressing
about
up
you
against
shitting
my
in Mr. Bucket's
butt.
mouth.
yeah.
It would have been.
Bucket,
It would have been in
he is
Mr.
in my
Bucket's.
mouth.
It would have been in Mr. Bucket's head, on his head that I would have been shitting. So I did it, and then you got to take like this little thing and jab the poo to get like a sample and put it in this special little container, and then you
Like a COVID test.
and then you pour some preservative on top of your shit, and then you seal the thing, put it back in the box, ziplock the bag, which the ziplock broke.
Oh yeah. That's what you want.
And ship it back to him. Easy peasy. Not easy.
Did you get a stapler?
All I did was I just kind of folded it up. Now the bucket was sealed really tight. It wasn't coming open.
Okay,
I mean,
that's good.
and they give you plenty of tape to tape up the box, so it would have been fine.
Okay.
It was fine.
Man, you should have just shit in the cardboard.
Right in the
Send it
fucking
back.
box. Here's my shit. So anyway, but it's up to me to return it, to return the test.
Okay.
So I box it all up and I pull off the label and it's for UPS. So I go to the UPS store with my box, with a box of my literal shit
You
in
know
it.
someone who works there, right?
I do.
Yeah.
She wasn't there that day.
Ah, bummer.
I'm kind of glad, I had a thing with her once, but she wasn't there. But I'm like, of course there's a fucking line, so I'm standing in line with my box that says CG on the side. It's obviously this is UPS.
The guy in front, he's like, something smells like
They
shit.
they probably get a bunch of these. They know exactly
oh,
what it
yeah,
is. So I'm like fucking standing there with my box of shit.
Come out with tongs.
But in front In front of me in line is another gentleman about my age carrying an identical box. And so I felt a lot less bad because I wasn't in this
Bump him.
alone.
You should have like, hey man,
Been like, hey,
point to it.
my poop is in this box too. We're poop pals.
You want to trade?
So I did all this to avoid having to have a colonoscopy. I got my result back, and it came back as abnormal.
Which means you need to
Which
get a
means I've got to get a fucking colonoscopy anyway. So I could have avoided all this by just getting a colonoscopy. Don't worry. I'm worried, but don't you guys worry because it's a 51% chance that it's just a polyp or something that they can remove during the colonoscopy. It's it happens all the time. Precancerous polyp, but usually if they get those, you're good to go. And there's like a 46% chance or a 45% chance that it's nothing at all.
Well, yeah, let's go for that.
And then a 4% chance that it's cancer. So the odds are in my favor that it's not bad, but I'm still fucking freaking out about it internally because it's just one of those things I wanted it to say negative, move on.
Yeah, that's a game you don't want to play.
I'm 51 this week, and it's just one of those things where I'm old enough to where this is a real concern.
I remember when you turned 50. God.
Yeah, it was almost a year ago.
I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you said that. I was like, didn't you just turn 50?
No shit. I was going to make the I'm 50 joke, and I was like, wait.
About
Not make that a year ago?
It was about 360 days ago.
Fuck that.
Shit.
Fuck that.
Have you had a colonoscopy before?
I haven't, and that's...
I've had 2, so I can tell you all about it.
Okay, well, Tanya's had a couple as well, and I'm not terribly...
pushing mine back. Every time I'm like, is it time for a colonoscopy? They're like, whoa, buddy. No.
You're fine.
No,
yeah,
not yet.
Not yet.
I'm like, but wait, 3 years ago you said 3 years. And they're like, no, we give it 3
I want my
years.
awake colonoscopy.
Right.
Rhett and Link did it to where they were anesthetized but awake and had them at the same time. It's a really good video.
Are you normally
of their brolonoscopies?
asleep?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tanya was knocked the fuck out, and then
So
The prep is the worst part.
that's what I've heard.
yeah, you
drink
take the stuff and then you poop a lot, and
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
fine.
Pooping a lot is mild. A mild way to put
you
it.
might as well just camp out on the toilet.
You become inside out boy for
Yeah.
for an
Oh,
evening.
fun.
Yeah. Well, I've got to go get it scheduled and all that stuff. Hopefully, I can get the test done without having to pay up front, because if they want me to pay up front, it should be covered. According to Cologuard, it should still be covered as a screening. You get a screening, a colonoscopy, like a free one by law. Like, if you come back normal after a colonoscopy, I think you get a screening for colon cancer every like 4 years, which is covered by your insurance, no questions asked. The deductible doesn't apply, all that stuff. But since I've had the Cologuard test, I'm afraid they're going to count that as my screening and then try to charge me the full boat for the colonoscopy. But according to them, they should still count this as a free screening. So, and Cologuard even said in their little pamphlet thing, if they don't, call us, we'll help you get that arranged. So I've got an avenue to check that out.
So everyone knows insurance companies are very understanding.
Usually super helpful. Yeah, real easy to work with people. It's fun.
They're
a lot
not
of
capitalist
fun.
monsters.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
The whole purpose of insurance isn't rampant capitalism in any way. But anyway, enough about my poop in a box. I've got other things to talk about.
Aw.
There's really nothing more to it. I will update everyone as to the status of my colon and whether or not I have cancer as soon as I'm able to have that
please
done.
don't have cancer.
I'm going to do my fucking best.
It'd work
to not
out
have
better for
cancer.
me if you didn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
please,
we
please
just
don't.
got used to you being
don't
on
be
the
a
show.
jerk to me and Dave. Don't have cancer.
Don't have it.
All right, fair enough. It's just one of those things. My mom died from cancer, but it wasn't colon cancer.
Yeah.
Although it was in her colon. It was breast cancer that metastasized to her colon, and yeah, she fucking had a rough go of it. But anyway, we're gonna keep our heads up and hope for the best. I should be fine. I take fiber twice a day. I do try to take care of myself in that way.
Yeah.
But also, the test is not for people that are at high risk. And I don't know that I'm necessarily at high risk for colon cancer, but I might be higher risk for cancer since my mom had it.
Yeah.
But since
had
it's
one of those
breast cancer,
23andMes.
I'm more likely to have I'm not doing the 23andMe. Since it was breast cancer, I'm more likely to have testicular cancer than anything. Because my understanding is men whose mothers have suffered from breast cancer typically will get testicular cancer if they're going to get anything. But obviously, that's not a hard and fast rule. It's just sort of a biased statistic. It's not medical facts. So please do not take what I'm saying as medical facts. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know, and hopefully everything comes out okay.
This is not medical advice. We are not experts.
We are not experts. What I am an expert on is the McCracken County Fair.
Oh, yeah. How'd it
Hell
go?
yeah.
I remember you said you were going to go.
We went to the fair last Thursday, and I told you guys, the fair's already come through once.
Right.
But it was this particular fair company's last run through Paducah. They signed a contract with another company, and so this one came through.
That's got to be a business ladder to be involved in.
Right.
The Fairgrounds
The
Company.
fairgrounds.
Own 8 fairs to travel across America.
That's pretty accurate.
Hired
actually.
every felon we can find.
Well, this one
They'll steal $20 from me in.
set up similarly, but there was a much bigger police presence because there have been incidents at the last couple.
Yeah.
B, it was cleaner. It was cleaner. There were fewer games, more rides, better rides. The people that work the carnies, they don't yell and scream at you and whistle at the women, and they're polite and they're friendly.
Nice tits, man.
It was. I'd just like you to know that it was you have very nice breasts.
I consensually blow my load on your face.
Wine them, dine them, and respect their wishes.
My.
But anyway, it was a much better experience, and I didn't ride anything, but they did. They rode a lot of rides and had a good time. We had a lot of fun.
Good.
So it was a good experience that didn't cost an arm and a leg.
Good.
You know, I paid for the entry, which was like $5 per person, and then the bracelet for Tanya. Gage and Jolie took care of Cohen and their bracelets. The bracelet was like $20, but they rode so
That's
much.
unlimited rides.
It was worth it. Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
And then
Tater Day's worse than that.
they had what's called a mud drag. You know what a mud drag is?
I don't.
A mud drag is when they dig out a big old trench full of mud.
Okay.
And then they have these super powerful modified vehicles with giant tractor tires that take turns drag racing across it.
Oh, okay.
And it's super loud and it's super cool.
Okay.
So we got to watch the mud drag. It was a lot of fun. I do recommend the new and improved McCracken County Fair, now with 100% less sexual harassment.
Please look forward to it.
Yeah, next year, give it a shot. Wiz and Say says check it out. Boy, I've got a lot to talk about. I'm so sorry.
Do it.
That's okay.
I don't got shit, so go ahead.
Finished House of the Dragon season 2.
And it got way better at the very last minute.
The finale was last night. As of this recording, that would have been this past Sunday.
Uh-huh.
It was fine. It got a little better.
All right.
There's a whole lot of dragons, which again I must reinforce that is the best part.
What's the nudity like in this show?
Not nearly as much as
I
it
kind
should
of thought
be.
it probably was.
Nowhere near Game of Thrones scale nudity.
I think the actors had a lot of backlash after that.
I heard that. Yeah.
So
There
I
needed to
know,
be-
Amelia Clark was like, nope, not again.
Right,
You got me when I had to sign on in season 1. You won't, never again.
Well, there
Right,
needed to
right.
be a hell of a lot more. I don't care what Amelia Clark says. She's not even in this one. So,
She is for a second.
yeah, for very briefly, we assume it's her.
I've seen that on TikTok.
She looks at the camera and says, "Hello, I'm Amelia Clark."
and you will
cuts
not
to a
be seeing my
dragon.
tits.
You may,
But here is a dragon.
you may have seen me in such shows as
It is topless.
Game of Thrones and Terminator, Salvation. So it was okay, but what they are sticking to the formula that Game of Thrones had, which is the episode before the season finale is always the epic awesomeness, and then the season finale is super boring. And they like build into this whole thing about what's coming next season, this big war that's a brewing. But that's it. It was fine. It's better now that I've watched through both seasons. It's better now than it was when I first started, but it's still not as good as Game of Thrones. That's just the hill I'm going to die on. So 3 stars. Wisdom Sage says check it out if you want. It's fine. It's fine. It's not bad. It's a good time. It's a good time waster if you like Game of Thrones. It's
and
probably,
dragons.
And dragons. If you're really
Platinum Blondes.
if you are like fucking super, there's lots of platinum blondes in that show. If you're super fucking into Game of Thrones, like if it was your way, this is a great show for you. You'll love it. But if you were only kind of, well, it's pretty good. I liked it okay. This is a take it or leave it kind of deal.
Okay.
But it does get better as season 2 progresses through its run. It's okay. I do recommend giving it a shot. There's another show that I watched. It was an 8-episode show on Apple TV Plus by the name of Presumed Innocent, starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Hey, Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko himself. I don't know if you remember, there was a movie in the 90s with Harrison Ford and Bonnie Bedelia called Presumed Innocent. This is a show based on the same book.
Okay.
And the ending's a little different. If you ever saw the original, this one's a little bit different. Goes into a little more detail. It's a great show. I really enjoyed it, but some of the characters in it are some of the easiest to hate people in TV history. Like, you cannot help but hate the people. And these are the protagonists and the antagonists in the story. It's like everyone but like 3 people in this series are super annoying.
Like on purpose? Like they're written that way?
They're written that way. And they play their roles really well.
Yeah.
But I did very much enjoy it.
Any dragons in this one?
Surprisingly, no.
Damn it.
It's modern day Chicago. Didn't see any. Now, there could have been some dragons somewhere, but I didn't see any.
At one point, one of the actors looks at the camera and says, "I assure you, there are dragons in this universe."
But we just didn't have time to shoot them. We're trying to tell a story here, people. But I do recommend it. It's a solid show. 8 hours worth of pretty good courtroom drama and suspense and murder mystery all kind of rolled into one.
Your Honor, all evidence points this man was murdered by a dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
Dragons are always presumed innocent.
Well, you figured it out. That was the last thing spoken in the final episode, and you just walked all over it for everyone.
Fuck you, listener.
Way to go, Tyler.
The following program has been rated D for dragons.
3.5 stars. Wisdom Sage says check it out. It's
Cool.
it's close.
It
It could be, if I did it on a 0.25 scale, I'd say 3.75 stars.
It sounds good. I haven't seen the original movie, but
You know what? I recommend watching the original movie, except for you, because I know you hate Harrison Ford.
Yep.
But
he's got me feeling frantic.
you should. Regarding Henry, how is he doing?
Pretty good.
Oh, good.
School
good.
starts tomorrow, so
Good,
mixed
good.
feelings.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I did like it, and if that's your jam, I do recommend watching the movie, but you don't have to. You don't have to fully enjoy the Presumed Innocent show. It's on Apple TV Plus, so it's commercial free if you have it, or if you have other means of getting it, it's commercial free. I do recommend it. Started watching another show on Apple TV Plus called Sunny. I don't know if you've heard of this one. It's got Rashida Jones and Sunny
okay,
is
I saw a
spelled
commercial for this.
Sunny.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Sunny Day. And it's about an American woman who lives in Japan in the near future, who loses her husband and son in a plane crash. And after he's dead, after he's gone, she's at her house, and he has arranged, apparently on his death, to send her home a home bot. And the home bots are just robots that
Live at home.
live at home. You interact. They do things for you.
Tell you your horoscope.
Not like
And
that.
many other functions.
It's aimed at many other functions. Sunny, many other functions. and she's kind of not into the whole robot idea, but
Sure.
but the robot,
She's read the Dark Tower.
the robot is adorable.
Okay.
It's really well presented, and it's not, and the robots all have like personalities. Like AI has come along well enough at this point in the game to where the robot can interact with people and sound normal, and they have emotion, and they, you know, whatever. And so it turns out that there's some things aren't what they seem. And she starts finding out things about her deceased husband that she didn't know. For example, the whole time they were together, he told her he worked in refrigerators, like making refrigerators. When it turns out he was actually developing these robots, and also apparently had ties to Yakuza. And so now there's all this. I'm not finished because I'm actually caught up, and there's still several. It comes out every Wednesday on Apple, just like
TV?
TADPOG. So listen to that first, and then watch the new episode of Sunny on Apple TV Plus. It's a really good show.
That sounds good.
I've really had a great time watching it, and I've given this so far. You know, I don't normally like to give a rating halfway through a season of a show, but I'm giving this one at this point 4 stars. Wiz and Sage says check it out. I did like it a lot.
Any dragons? Like a tattoo maybe on like a Yakuza back or
probably, but there's a scene where a bunch of old men are in a whirlpool, like having a soak,
sauna.
and they all stand up.
Hell yeah.
They're covered in fucking ink because Yakuza.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm sure there's a dragon
The
somewhere.
boot
in
only
there.
weighs 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't pause
heard
to
that.
check for. I did not pause to check for dragons.
Okay.
But yeah, there's dragons. in
Okay.
there.
All right. Sweet.
It's all right. The
So-
default answer is yeah, there's dragons. Even if you don't see them, they're there.
They exist in this universe.
They exist in this universe.
We assure you.
So that is all I've got this week. Lots of stuff. I've been consuming much media.
Dave, how about you?
Saw that their Deadpool movie.
How'd
Me
that
too.
go?
Me too.
Damn.
I did not see it. Still,
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but that's a really good. I thought it was I really enjoyed it.
I heard that it was.
It has
really-
conquered Passion of the Christ as the biggest R-rated movie
Yeah.
ever.
Really, I
Yep.
didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I went and saw it and felt. I went and saw it with Dennis, and then felt bad that I had broken my date to see it with Nikki. So when I got home, I was like, "You still want to see it? Because I want to see it a second time." And she said, "Yeah." So we went out and saw it.
Nice.
It has gotten me excited about the Marvel Cinematic Universe again.
You are not the first person I have heard to say that after having seen Deadpool.
If they take note and like if this is like a new direction, it's a good new direction, I feel like, and I think that they should embrace that.
So, for someone like me who was neck deep into Marvel for the longest time before it kind of, fell out of, how would I like Deadpool?
I think I think the movie works for people
For both?
in both camps.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent.
I mean,
Yep.
there's stuff in there there's stuff in there I didn't get. And I was fine with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
It was
yeah.
like, that's a thing. That's a reference to a thing I didn't see.
Same for Melissa. Melissa
it's-
didn't see any of the movies that they were really calling back to, and she still fucking loved it.
Well, yeah. The callbacks are really good. So yes, I recommend that.
The credits are my favorite part.
I'm
Credits
gonna
are
try to. I'm gonna try to get Tanya to drag her to the theater, but if I can't get her to go, I may go see it this weekend.
I'd go see it with you again. I'll be in
If
Cincinnati though.
yeah, well, John hasn't seen it yet either. I don't
Oh, you
think.
guys gotta go,
So
man.
I think he mentioned going to see it. So maybe he and I will try to work something out and go see it. I'll get Tanya's blessing. She'll be fine. She just doesn't want to be in the movie theater because it's super cold in
Cold,
there.
yeah.
And that's okay. She can wait. She'll be fine with waiting most likely, but she has a stupidly bad crush on
Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. She is in love with that dude, and she's even more in love with his wife. Like one of her plants she named Blake Lively because she like kind of nursed it to health and got it, saved it, and she's named it Blake Lively. And she
I love that.
adjacently loves Taylor Swift because Blake Lively and Taylor Swift are apparently best friends.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they named their kids after each other and shit. I don't know any more than that, except that given the opportunity, Tanya might run off with Blake Lively and just leave me behind, which I would, for her sake, I would support that. I mean, if that's where she wanted to be, like you could do a whole lot better than me. And Blake Lively is better.
It's a pretty good story too.
Do the second half totally different. Be gay. Go for it.
Yeah, and then the thing is, well, I'm not saying. The thing is,
support your wife.
I do. I
living
do
post
fully.
50 as a lesbian with Blake Lively.
I would happily support that, and you're right, Dave. That would be an amazing story.
Great. Hey, where's Tanya?
Well, she left me. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. No, it's cool. She's with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. She moved in with
Not
them.
Ryan Reynolds. He actually lives here with me now.
He chose me. It's weird. Yeah, I didn't even know he existed. Yeah, we swapped, and we're all happy. We're all super happy. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your story.
No, man, it's all good. Look, I talked about dragons, so your whole thing.
Are there dragons in
Anybody
Deadpool?
deserves it. Well,
The answer is yes.
well,
Even
yeah.
if there weren't.
Yeah.
We've established this.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, there are a bunch of dragons.
I'll see if John wants to go. I'll see if John wants to go see Deadpool with me for my birthday.
There you go.
There you
I
go.
can use my birthday for personal gain, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. I never do that.
It's good.
I'll play
I
the
think-
birthday card.
I think you'll like it. I think John will like it too.
Yep.
There are. When I went to see it a second time, I was like, I can't wait to see this scene again. I can't wait to see that scene again. Like they were in my they were in my head.
But I know this will spawn like at least 2 more movies.
Oh yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think it's
One I really think will happen now.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
if you guys want me to step
Nope.
out, I don't listen to the
nope.
show. I can
Who
seriously.
would? Yuck.
I don't know. You got some
Money,
people do.
please.
Money, please.
Patreon.com/TADPOG. Yeah. It really did.
I think it could.
It really did get me
Yeah.
excited for like, oh shit, like, all right, I go see this next movie.
Okay.
As long as it don't do shows, please, fucking God, please don't do shows. Just do movies, please. Do shows. It's fine. Well, do shows that I don't have to watch. So that the
Right.
show people can be like,
That's-
I got a show, but I don't want to go to a movie and feel like, fuck, I don't understand what's going on because I didn't watch a show.
I'm 100% with you there. The Marvel Cinematic Universe
yeah.
needs to stay in the cinema.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. Do all
the
the shows you
shows.
want,
It's
all the
fine.
offshoots for the real fans that want to fucking have everything
It's fine.
they can get. That's wonderful. But yeah, don't make it necessary.
Yeah.
That's a
It
bad
feels-
move,
the
especially
shows feel like-
considering how expensive Disney fucking Plus is now.
Yeah, I know.
So when it was $6 a month, it was worth it.
I'm still good on my bundle because I checked it. I've got a Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN bundle.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I heard the prices going up for Disney Plus, I was like, oh, fuck, I better check this bundle out. And I was like, okay, I'm good. But I don't know when that's going to change.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to. I'm on the Disney and Hulu only bundle, but mine now has ads,
Yeah.
and it's like $10 a month. But I don't watch Disney much. I use Hulu a lot, but not Disney.
Yeah, I need to look into that again and see if it's scheduled to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Hulu I'd have to keep, but Disney Plus is whatever.
I don't use it.
It's
I
whatever.
don't use it.
I had it because it was cheap and it
Yeah.
had some stuff on there that, we could all watch.
Sure.
Fortnite
Uh-oh.
released a Deadpool skin.
Did you finally fucking get it?
It's not the original one. They still haven't re-released that. It doesn't matter. This one's so much better.
Oh, good.
This one's so much better.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. That really had me worried.
Yeah, it's so much better.
This has been literally, I've thought about it a couple of times since this whole thing happened with the skin.
I saw it on I can't remember where I saw it advertised. I think it was like YouTube or something. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm buying that for sure." And then I was like, "Henry, let's play Fortnite. Let's play Fortnite. Hey, let's play Fortnite." We finally did play. Yeah, man, it's great. I love it. I love it.
Good.
It's in this like pen and ink style, so it's kind of like cell shaded,
Oh, okay.
which is it's nice.
Does it have like the aha squiggles that are animated?
Oh,
Like from the aha video,
Yeah,
Take on Me? Yeah.
It has some fun stuff.
Okay.
Where it's like, I got
Because they did that whole thing in Deadpool 2 where it was.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You remember what you know what I'm talking about? Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I got Wolverine too because I mean, why not? And they do like his pickaxe or the claws, and they definitely say "snicked" when they come out, in, like
Nice.
comic font. It's nice. They do, the criticisms about Fortnite, which I think are deserved. Like the gunplay in Fortnite compared to like other games doesn't feel like fantastic,
Right.
But they do that third party crossover shit so right. And I think that I genuinely think that that's a fun game. Henry was like, "Hey, you want to like do just you and me versus trios?" Yeah,
Why not?
Sure, let's try that.
I had a great time playing Fortnite when I was playing it, and it kind of fell off my radar. I've given a lot of thought to getting back into it just because it is a fun game.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun. And you're right, they do the cross promotions
It's crazy.
super well. Super well. They have got it fucking locked down.
That's pretty much it for me. A new part 1 of a Bastille album came out.
Ooh, I like
which-
Bastille.
The full album's coming out in October.
Okay.
This is called Ampersand Part 1.
Okay.
And like the concept of it is like all the titles are something and something.
Okay.
Like all the good new burger restaurants downtown.
Oh,
So
really?
it says something and something.
Over and
All the
under.
bougie.
But like the
Bird
first,
and bear.
the first,
Hammer
Hair
and-
and fish. Fish.
the first
Hair
track
and
on
fish. Seafood.
that, it's phenomenal. I mean, it was like, oh fuck yeah.
Okay.
Like it's good.
I will give that a listen. I do like Bastille.
Yeah.
I was super into their sound. That sound when they first came out. I had Sirius Radio. And
Yeah.
I listened to the alternative channel. And they played the fuck out of Bastille. So
Great covers too. Like awesome covers.
Yeah?
Like not on this album, but like Bastille has really good covers. Like Rhythm of the Night. I don't know if you've heard that cover or not.
is it Rhythm of the Night as in Gloria Estefan and this Miami Sound Machine? Is it a cover of that song?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's good.
Or is it
good.
Rhythm of the Night by...
It's not Gloria Stefan. It's the
It's the Rhythm of the Night. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was
Yeah, it's
thinking
that
of different song. Sorry. Yes. Okay. So he does a cover of that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's
Okay.
amazing.
All right.
it's really good.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Killer Mike put an album out. He's half of Run the Jewels. I don't know if you guys are fans of RTJ or not, but it's pretty good. I listened to it a couple times. Ampersand's got my pick though. That was I'm so fucking hyped for the full album to come out in October. That's it.
A few things I think I forgot to mention that Melissa and I watched.
Rhythm
we did
is
watch the
gonna
menu.
Get you. Rhythm is gonna get you is what I was thinking.
That's the Gloria stuff.
Rhythm is gonna get you. Sorry. Go ahead, Tyler.
Because Melissa and I, a few weeks ago, we watched the menu.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
still need to see
Finally.
that.
Yep.
What'd you think?
I thought I liked it more than she did. I thought it was pretty good, and she thought it was okay. I appreciated the ending. It made me like Anna Taylor-Joy a lot more.
Yeah.
Especially toward the end.
Yeah, she's great in that.
But I sympathize with some of it.
I figured you might. And I just
Yeah.
wanted you to see.
Some of it taps my frustration
Yes.
with the industry.
I had a feeling that would happen, and I wanted to see if that would be your take on it because
Yeah.
of your experience in
The
food
condiment
service.
course, like I was just like, oh God, this is something that would fucking happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bread, you mean?
the lack of
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
But she was better than I thought. Nicholas Holt was also pretty funny in it. Whenever you get his shit on a plate.
Oh God, yeah. He perfectly encompasses that type of person.
All the wrong things.
Yes.
Yeah. We've been watching a lot of Mystery Science Theater. Because I think we watched. Because I mentioned we watched Werewolves. I thought Werewolves, that was one of my more favorite ones. We watched. I tried to watch Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Instead, watched Santa Claus, which is not as good. But the beginning of that, where Santa Claus goes through all the children of the world in the most racist, the opening where he goes to like all the African children, and it is the like. Liz and I both were like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians was pretty funny. We both enjoyed that one. Pod People.
Yep.
With that was so fucking weird, especially when the aliens like controlling all the stuff in the kids' rooms, and it's going around like this weird stop motion, like weird bullshit. But my favorite one so far, 100%, is the one we finished last night, which is the Puma Man. Holy shit, the fucking Puma Man! I had to take a screenshot and post on Facebook like. Real superhero movie fans will want this crossover in Deadpool 4.
Have you guys watched Merlin's Mystical Shop of Wonders?
No.
Definitely put that one on your
Okay.
list.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's good. It's real good. That's all I'm gonna say. Have you done Manos Hands of Fate yet?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Manos. We both enjoyed how fucking weird and
Yeah.
that was. I'm glad we didn't start with it, but yeah, we did Manos. I saw Apes and Capes has a Manos the Hands of Fate papercraft cube. Because I was looking at his shop today, I was like, that's pretty good.
Nice.
But yeah, I guess that's otherwise. I've just been listening. I've been working a bunch. We're in lieu of regular Christmas. I think we're going to go on a Disney cruise.
Ooh.
So we've been doing a lot of working and planning for that.
Nice.
So and also trying to get Addie ready for college. So it's taking a lot of time.
Not gonna go to Gotham City for Christmas.
I'd rather go to Gotham City right now.
Well, let's go. Let's go. Do y'all need a break? I don't need a break.
No.
Do you need a break?
Nah.
You want to just jump right into Batman Returns?
We-
Yeah, I
start
got a
pretty
cup.
late.
I'll
Let's
pee
do it.
in once it's empty.
I don't
Nice.
Do you want to try these Uncrustables, Dave, or do you want to wait till the end of the show?
I mean, I'm down. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm just gonna take a bite.
Yeah, no,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna try
You probably
one.
don't want to have 400, 500 calories
I
worth
want
of.
the strawberry one.
I want to try the strawberry one too.
Oh, they're not frozen.
No, I did. I thawed them out. I figure frozen is a little too.
320
I want it
calories.
Tyler style.
There are 36 grams of carbs. Whee!
Probably lots of fiber
Hey,
though.
dietary fiber, 3 grams.
Oh,
My colon is already anticipating.
quivering.
The fiber is quivering in anticipation.
This one is chocolate flavored hazelnut.
Because that's Nutella.
You sure you want the strawberry?
I am.
Okay.
This is my favorite kind of
You can
sandwich.
take a bite off
Yeah, I'm just
opposite
gonna-
ends.
I'm just gonna tear out. Yeah, lady in the Tramp style. Eat a crustable with the
have
end.
to do it that way. All right, I just tore off some. I'm going to eat peanut butter and strawberry jelly.
That's good.
Fuck.
And there's just.
That's the best peanut butter and jelly
I know, and I
sandwich I've
hate
ever
it.
eaten
And it
in
makes
my
me
life.
mad. Yeah, but it is. It really
Dude.
is.
Try this.
I might eat this whole
That
fucking
one I
thing.
just had frozen, and I don't recommend it. But peanut butter and jelly,
Oh.
good frozen.
You don't
Nutella
recommend the
one,
chocolate
not
one,
frozen, because
not
it's just
frozen,
it was
okay.
a brick. The jelly doesn't freeze whenever you're frozen.
Yeah, you mentioned it turns into sort of like a goo. A gel.
But
Gel.
there's just I don't know what they do differently, but it's the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich, especially because you can just like grab it, set it out, take it in your lunch, do whatever.
The chocolate one is really good, but I like the peanut butter and jelly better.
I like that hazelnut. I like both of them.
Yeah, good. Man, you're right about that bread. What the fuck?
I don't know what it is, and it's frozen. You wouldn't think like frozen and thawed out it would be good, but it is.
You ever had that Ezekiel bread?
Yeah, Ezekiel bread's fucking great. You're right, it is frozen.
That is an opinion.
Yeah. I love Ezekiel
Man,
bread.
I got it once because I was like, the protein in this is good. This is some nutritious fucking bread. And then I was like, made a little sandwich with it. And I was like, man, this bread fucking sucks.
See, I like really weedy, crusty bread.
Woo,
So,
boy, I hated it.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat the rest of this.
I'm going to have one more bite of this Nutella.
You like the Nutella one more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was going to get the peanut butter and honey one, but I couldn't find it.
Fuck, I'm going to eat
Does
the rest of it.
Smuckers make these?
Yep.
Oh, that's why.
'Cause I did-
buy the Smuckers jelly, and so it tastes
yep.
like. I mean, this is really good.
'Cause you can
Unbeatably
buy-
soft bread.
I didn't feel so bad because Sam's Club had where I could buy 18 for $12. That's
That's
the
not
best
bad.
deal I've ever seen on them.
Thanks.
You're
That was
welcome.
tasty. I just ate dinner, and I just ate.
And I don't
ate
know.
Yeah,
second
same.
dinner.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I knew what voodoo they placed on these, but damn it, they fucking do.
They're good.
Lots of research and development. Yeah, man. Thanks for bringing these.
The mouth is
welcome.
sticking together. It's so good.
Because I stopped at the dollar store and happened to see that they carry them now. So I saw the hazelnut one. And I was like, well, I'll get that
Oh
too.
man, they carry them at the store that's like a mile from your house.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
But I do not like the grape ones. I don't care for the grape
Was
ones.
it peanut butter and grape?
Yep.
I could probably deal with it.
But if I can find the peanut butter and honey ones, I'll bring those. They also do a grilled cheese version, but
Yeah, I remember you mentioning the grilled cheese. Yeah, I'm curious about
if you
that.
put that in the toaster, I see where it'd be okay. Because I remember seeing a TikTok about them, and beginning people were flaming it, and then other people were like, "This is amazing for disabled people." So I was like, "Well, that's true because it's a whole process if you want to make a grilled cheese."
Guess
So
I'm
this is
disabled now.
just- yeah.
Guys, we'll talk about. I'm all hopped up on peanut butter now. You want to talk about Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You want me to do my TADPOG totals list?
Do it to it.
Please.
Batman Returns came out in 1992. There's a fun fact about Batman that I may or may not have mentioned about Batman Returns. This movie, a trip to this movie was my very first ever Father's Day present from my wife.
Yo.
My son was born in May of 1992, and this movie came out in like June. So we took Gage and we went and saw Batman Returns in the theater.
You didn't throw him in a carriage into the sewer water in the park.
No, we did, and he met us there because the sewer flows to the theater.
Right, yeah.
So we just tossed him in, and by the time we got there, he
He
was
was
already
waiting.
there.
Yeah.
He had our seats saved. He
Had the
bought the
McDonald's cup.
popcorn. Yeah, it was
whole
cool.
9
He was a
yards.
month old, and he did all
great.
this. He's a smart kid. That's
great.
Really. But this is my first Father's Day present, and I have
Awesome.
very fond memories of this movie. And I'm going to get into. We're going to get in the weeds with Batman Returns, but before we do that, I have a TADPOG totals list for the movie Batman Returns, starring Michael Keaton, Michelle Pfeiffer, Danny DeVito,
Hell
Christopher Walken. It just goes on and on.
Whom
and
I
on.
forgot was in this movie.
Me too.
I saw this once when I was a
Believe it or
child.
not.
This is the first time I've seen it in its entirety. I did not know he was in it. So.
The TADPOG totals list is courtesy of and stolen from Joe Bob Briggs in The Last Drive-In. I just want to make sure I state that. Thank you, Joe Bob, for entertaining the masses for as long as I can remember. Joe Bob Briggs on Shudder every other Friday during the summer.
And Amazon Prime now.
Whoa.
He's recommended. Now I've been watching so much MST3K. Now he's getting recommended to me on Amazon Prime.
You got to watch some Joe Bob. It's a good time, but it's more movie than commentary. Like it'll break, instead of a commercial break, it cuts in with commentary between him and Darcy the Mail Girl and a guest. They'll have a guest, sometimes the director of an old, it's usually 80s horror films, 70s and 80s horror films. Sometimes they'll go all the way back to like Nosferatu kind of stuff. Great show. Joe Bob is the man, and I stole this idea from him because it's one of my favorite parts. This is the TADPOG totals for Batman Returns. Here we go. 1, Paul Rubens' Penguin Daddy. 6, third headlight instead of Volkswagen logo having Jettas.
Man, I'm so glad you noticed that.
Jettas, yes. All the Jettas with no Volkswagen logo, but they have a third headlight in the
where the
center
logo
instead of the
would be.
Volkswagen logo. There was and there were different ones because they were different colors.
Yep.
They just got all the Jettas in the neighborhood.
Yep.
And did that to
Yep.
him. Anyway, moving on. 1, hotter when she's Selena Kyle, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Fucking fist bump me right now. God damn
1,
it.
Gatling gun hurdy-gurdy. 1, machine gun toting unicyclist. 1, Lazy Susan Batmobile. 1, Atlas Shrugged themed abandoned zoo. 1, stuffed chihuahua named Geraldo. Cat-based necromancy. Sexy milk drinking, not sexy fish eating. 1, zombie seamstress. Figure that one out on your own. 1, giant rubber duck based scissor lift. 1, giant rubber duck based boat. 1, geologically unlikely bat cave. 1, distinctive lack of Helena Bonham Carter. 1, Jan Hook's PR consultant. 1, onesie clad penguin. 1, grenade dropping, batarang fetching poodle with a blowout. 1, flipper based cat shadow puppet. Flipper based bat shadow puppet. 1, leather licking Michelle Pfeiffer. 1, Batman licking Michelle Pfeiffer. 1, rock based closet full of bat costumes. Orchestral super freak. 1, penguin sleeping. 1, penguin sleeping death plan. Several babies in cages. Batmobile jacking. 1, Batmobile chop shop. Repeated Selena Kyle falling. 1, penguin-based funeral procession. Penguin cruise missile kata. Electrical kissing kata. Cartoonish dynamite kata. Kitty litter kata. Batmobile kata. Egg and tomato kata. Wiz and Sage's acting brilliant thank you awards go to Michael Goff as Alfred for saying, "Must you be the only lonely man beast in town?" To Danny DeVito as Penguin / Oswald Cobblepot for saying things like, "I'd like to fill her void," and "just the pussy I've been looking for," and "why is there always someone who brings eggs and tomatoes to a speech?" and "I'll murder you momentarily." Award to Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne / Batman for saying, "You know what? I mistook me for somebody else," and "eat floor, high fiber."
Also in my notes.
Christopher Walken.
Yes, here we
as
go.
Christopher Walken is Max Shrek. Imagine you'll have the ear of the media, access to captains of industry, unlimited poontang. And finally, Wiz and Sage acting brilliant thank you award to Michelle Pfeiffer for saying the following things as Selena Kyle / Catwoman. "Sickos never scare me. At least they're committed." And "it's okay. I had to go home and feed my cat," which we all know what that means. And "don't give me a killing Max won't solve anything speech, because it will." 4 stars. Wiz and Sage says check it out. I loved this movie.
I love this movie
It
too.
was so much fun.
I couldn't believe that I hadn't watched it since I was a kid.
I haven't watched it in a while. I've seen it since we saw it the first time in the theater. And I remember being kind of overwhelmed by it the first time I saw it. Because there's a lot. There's a lot
It's
going
a
on.
lot.
It's way more like artsy than the original Batman, which I also
I
love.
think this is like way more entertaining than the original Batman is.
But yeah, Soup to Nuts, it's my favorite. And I didn't remember how much I liked it until I watched it. And I was just going to watch it in the background, and I found myself just watching it very closely. And I started watching it closely enough to do my list for the TADPOG totals because it was a fun movie, and it was well written and well acted, and
Dude,
it was
Michelle
so
Pfeiffer
good.
is really, really good in this movie.
She is on a. I have that in my notes. She is on a different fucking level than everyone else in this movie.
I mean,
Agreed.
she's amazing in this movie.
Agreed. And even Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito's
taking
He
it-
did
fantastic.
great. He did great too. Yeah.
He was great because
Christopher
he
Walken
took
was
it to the
stiff and
next
bland
level.
as
Christopher
Shit.
Walken is
Yeah.
Christopher Walken.
The best like Christopher Walken iteration, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is Max Shrek. I just think that was the movie was cast fucking perfectly. It was perfectly cast.
I think I like Michael Keaton.
Love Michael Keaton. He's always been my favorite Batman.
He hasn't been mine, but I'll be honest with you. After rewatching Batman Returns, it's been like, yeah, okay, all right. I like him better now than I did when I was a kid as Batman.
He really shined more in the first Batman movie as Bruce Wayne / Batman.
I think you see more.
You
of
get
him.
more of
Right,
him
that
in
one.
this movie. There's a lot less of him,
Right.
Because they needed to have a whole lot of Matt
Showcase
Shrek,
the other
Penguin, and
talent.
Catwoman,
Yeah.
and I think it really worked.
Well, I think that's Batman's formula is Batman is kind of singular, a little bland, but his rogues gallery is fucking bomb.
Yeah. Right.
Like I dare say stronger than anyone else's period.
I feel
I
like
agree.
Spider-Man's close, but
Spider-Man's close.
But I do think
I agree.
Batman has a stronger rogues gallery than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man is close.
Yep.
This movie made about $267 million
In 1992.
in 1992, which is great, except
It's $1 billion
It
in
was
today's
yes,
money.
that was not anywhere close to what the first Batman movie made. The first Batman movie made $411 million dollars,
Lord.
like Deadpool money.
Good Lord.
Opening weekend. Well, this is total. This is not opening weekend.
Wonder
This is
why
gross.
this wasn't received as
Well, I'll tell you, Tyler.
please.
Apparently it was controversial because number one, apparently it failed to replicate the success or longevity of the first movie. And this was blamed on its darker tone as well as its violent and sexual overtones that kind of alienated families.
Sure.
And led to sort of a backlash against the marketing partners like McDonald's
McDonald's doesn't like unlimited poontang.
for promoting this film to young
This is
children.
like the horniest penguin you've ever fucking seen.
And truly, this movie was not geared anywhere near as much towards children. It was not for kids. This was definitely more risque. The tongue in cheek, the puns, the obviously were. But that's what I
know.
loved
I know.
about it.
I know.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna. $267 million ain't chump change. I mean,
No.
it still did
It's still
great.
a success. It's still a big success.
But it just didn't do as well as the first one because it was more geared towards
so I guess that canceled the
adults.
third one because I thought there was a third one under production that then stopped.
maybe, yeah. And I think they were afraid that the same thing might happen, only worse.
So let's give this to Joey Shoes. He'll definitely take it in a good direction.
Yeah, well, guess what didn't happen?
So I've never seen the original Batman in its entirety.
Oh.
Does the Joker have clownish minions in that one? Are all his
They're not clownish.
Okay.
They're more
No,
they're
they're
more
thugs.
gangster
okay?
Yeah.
thug types. Joker is the only
Because when I saw all the mooks
Clown.
being clowns in this one, I was like, I hope they're not the first one. Or
They're
we're just
not.
getting tons of clown minions.
No, they're
Joker
not.
is more of a gangster with regular ass dudes, kind of like in the Dark Knight Rises or whatever.
Yeah.
The one with Heath Ledger, there weren't a bunch
Batman
of other
Begins?
clowns.
No, that's the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. And Jack Nicholson's Joker is pretty great. I mean,
It's good. Yeah.
it's
It's
a
good.
little bit dated, but you could tell he was the standard for the Joker as far as everyone was concerned until Mark Hamill. And then after that, Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
And then after that, there has been no more Joker.
Yeah, I feel like
Even though it's been done, there has been no more Joker.
everyone
No,
who
yeah,
did
no
it
one,
up
that was
until
it.
Heath Ledger, I feel like set the new standard. Because I thought Cesar Romero is great.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Cesar Romero was the shit.
And then you're right. I mean, Jack Nicholson, and it's like he set the standard, and yeah, totally.
Well, I guess that's why, Batman sits in the Mobius chair. Who's Joker's real identity? Which one? There are three.
Right.
the gangster, the psychopath, and the clown.
Right. But I do recommend the first Batman movie because it was also Tim Burton. It was no one had ever seen anything like it.
Yeah.
At that point, and
I
it
loved it.
really I did too.
when it came out. I haven't rewatched it recently, but man, I probably should so I can compare it to Batman Returns. But right now I'm like, dude, there is no way that that Batman movie is nearly as entertaining as Batman Returns.
Well, also the chemistry, because they use Nicole Kidman as Vicky Vale in the first movie. She was
Kim
the love
Basinger.
or Kim Basinger. Sorry, I said Nicole Kidman. I meant
Basinger.
The chemistry between
I understand that reference.
Keaton and Basinger was nowhere near as good as the chemistry between him and Michelle Pfeiffer
right.
in
I
Batman
agree with
Returns.
that, yeah.
Their scenes together were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just her carrying either. They had really excellent on-screen
I
chemistry.
agree. They did a really good job. It was not.
Yeah.
It was awkward, but it was like charmingly awkward. It wasn't like Dick Tracy.
Right.
There were times when I was watching this where I was like, God damn it, Michael Keaton should have been Dick Tracy.
It felt like when two people that met each other and were both super into one another, but were nervous.
Right.
Which is what they were going
Right.
for.
They nailed it.
Somebody brought that up at like the roast of Alec Baldwin about like every person she's ever been with having more chemistry than with Alec Baldwin.
But in their little date that they had at his house where they have dinner, just the dialogue, the back and forth, the writing and the carrying out of the lines and the interactions together were so compelling.
And then their interactions with Alfred. I love that bit
God.
where it's like they're both coming up with excuses to leave the date because they need to go to the same place as Batman and Catwoman. I fucking love it.
And the dancing scene after that is like the best part of the movie.
Where
That's when you see Michelle Pfeiffer like outclass fucking everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then they had a fight as Batman and Catwoman.
Right.
And then they say this thing about mistletoe. They say mistletoe is poisonous if you eat it. And Batman responds with a kiss can be just as deadly. Well, they're at the Christmas party dancing as Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne. They still don't know. And she says the same thing, and he responds the same
line,
way.
and then he says hers.
And it was like they instantly knew who they were. And
I loved it. It didn't seem
she backs
fucking
away
trite
from
at
it.
all.
No,
it felt
was
like
perfect.
It was good.
Well, they set up that Michael Keaton trips over his own words and doesn't think about stuff. They set that up already, so for her to do that felt natural.
Right.
Yeah, and she backs up and looks at him and says, "Does this mean we have to start fighting now?"
Right.
It just everything
In tears.
In tears.
tears.
It was great.
Oh my god, it was so good.
It is.
I was blown away by how well this movie held up,
Save, girl, save.
and it's way up there.
It's great. I
had a great time watching it.
There's no way. If you would have told me, dude, you're gonna in like 2024, all the Batman movies that have come out, you're gonna rewatch Batman Returns and be like, this is one of the best ones.
Yes, I told Tanya, I was like, I came in after I watched it. I came in, I was like, honey, fuck, Batman Returns is fucking great. And she's like, what? Are you sure? I mean, she gave me that skeptical look. I'm like, look, I don't know how to explain it, but I really fucking like this
great.
movie.
It is. It's great. And the fact that it's a
Everything's
Christmas movie.
Oh
is
my
like,
God, I know.
That's amazing.
That's going in the fucking rotation this
it's
year.
a Christmas, it's straight up a Christmas movie.
Absolutely
It
is.
ends with Bruce Wayne wishing Alfred a Merry Christmas.
If it wasn't for our current political climate, I would have thought that the whole Penguin becomes mayor thing is like super far fetched.
Oh,
but
yeah,
now it's
I
like,
know.
oh yeah, no,
No, I got those.
elect the monster.
It could happen.
Those
Yeah,
vibes
yeah.
too.
Elect the weird horny monster.
I love that the movie opens. You mentioned Paul Rubens, and I love that because the movie essentially opens on Paul Rubens' face, and he looks like what you would expect the Penguin to look like. He's got a monocle. It's very Meredith Burgess,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
He's got the monocle, and I don't know if he has one
He
of those
does
like,
have the cigarette
holders.
He does have the cigarette.
And it's like, I love that because it's not only a nod to
yeah,
Meredith Burgess.
Burgess
Meredith.
Meredith.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I fucked that up. It's not only not to The original penguin, I
Yeah.
will say. The penguin that, I
The names
watched
do
those reruns.
sound more natural in that.
I know,
in
yeah.
that order.
Yeah.
My bad. But it's nice because it's not only a nod to that, but it's like, oh no, that's not the penguin. This is the penguin, and then it's like it's the flipper boy in the crate.
Yes.
eating
Well,
cat.
it's not just Paul Rubens. His mother is the girl from the diner in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because Melissa was like, "Wait a minute." She's like, "What? Stop! I have to." She's like, "It's now."
she also was in People Under the Stairs, just for the sake of reference. But yes, that's true. And what I thought was neat was like later in the movie they discover who his parents are, who Oswald Cobblepot's parents are. And they hand him his cigarette holder,
Right.
And he's like, I don't want that nasty thing. Like, I just think that was kind of funny,
Yeah.
that he didn't smoke,
Yeah.
but Burgess Meredith didn't have a cigarette.
I love that, and I love that. Like this feels like the first time that. Okay, so like Danny DeVito's portrayal of the Penguin changed the Penguin until today. Like 'cause
absolutely,
he was
set the standard.
He was like and before Danny DeVito, it felt like the Penguin was just a fucking gangster who had thugs.
Yeah.
But like after Danny DeVito, it's like, no, he's a fucking like disgusting, grotesque man.
And we're not touching him again until the Batman.
Until the Batman,
well,
which
the Arkham video game series, he was totally fucking gross. Where he had that Coke bottle fucking jammed in his eye socket. And,
Okay. Well, Colin Farrell's portrayal of Penguin in
It's great.
The Batman is there's a series coming out on Max of him because
With
he
Colin
was
Farrell?
with Colin Farrell because
he was
so
like he
well
fucking
received.
disappeared into that role. I
He did.
had no idea.
Yeah, I
Colin
know,
It was
Farrell
insane.
at all.
I remember watching that with Tanya and being like, you know who that is? Don't she's like, who? I'm like, it's Colin Farrell. She's like, no, it is not. I said, yes, it is. Look it up. And she's like, holy shit.
He could act. I do feel like they wasted the guy from Ghost, who was the guy who had the monkey.
oh, the organ grinder.
Yeah. He's such a good, creepy fucking actor.
is.
And I
Especially
would
in
have liked to
Ghost.
have had him more lines.
He was the one with the Gatling gun hurdy-gurdy.
Right. And the monkey.
And the monkey.
Because I thought the Art Deco sewers was a nice touch, like the nicest sewers you've ever fucking seen in your life.
I love
Yeah, it's like they're not round. They were
Yeah.
like these, like the opening shot. It's like this is so fucking like weird in a good way.
Angular.
It's not
Yeah.
a circular sewer. It's an oval.
Yeah.
It's like that's so like a
Listen.
weird choice to make,
the Tim Burton Gotham is my favorite Gotham.
dude. Yeah, I know,
It's
right?
so Ayn Rand. It's so
It's
Atlas
big
Shrugged.
goth-
You know what I mean?
It's
that.
similar to the animated series too.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, yeah.
That one,
Those definitely
Those
resemble
elements,
each other.
yeah.
it's cues from this one.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's even the Batmobile.
Yeah,
is,
this is a
the
great
styling of the Batmobile and the
It should feel like the corruption of the 20s.
absolutely.
So,
and it's
yeah.
so
There was just no Great Depression to wipe it all out.
yeah, exactly. And it's so stylized and so well thought out and so artistic. Both movies just really lay it on so fucking thick, but it works so much better than it did in
It's
Dick
not
Tracy.
cloying. It's yeah.
And this is what we talked about, where there were some elements of Dick Tracy that were fine, that were neat conceptually, but
Right.
maybe not executed right. They were absolutely trying to follow this style of these two movies when they did Dick Tracy, and you can't do it. This is in a world of its own. It's so much care and love was put into every single element in these two movies.
Not only that, but it was like it feels. I don't know the history of like but the making of this movie, but this totally feels like a Tim Burton being like, no, this is how we're doing it.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't give a shit what you say.
Creative
this
control.
This is how we're doing
Yeah,
it.
there's
this
no
movie
question.
screams that to me, while Dick Tracy is kind of like, there's some wiggle room here. We can make some compromises here.
Yeah.
This felt like Tim Burton being like, this is the movie.
Batman and Batman Returns were passion projects for him. You could tell the love and care that he put into it. And
That's what it feels like.
These two movies are two of the most Tim Burton movies I've ever seen, and I've seen most of them.
You mentioned the Batcave. I fucking loved this Batcave. I fucking loved this Batcave.
I did too. Again, geologically unlikely,
Right.
but I don't
That's
care.
one of the things that makes it so great. It's just like
That's our band name.
yeah, geologically unlikely versus the world.
Versus the world. That's right.
But I love it because it's like it fits in with Gotham City,
It
where it's like
absolutely
none of this
does.
should work. You know what I mean? But
here we are.
Here we are,
Yeah.
and I'm believing it.
Uh,
The fucking park, like the Arctic world,
Yeah.
where the penguin lives. When I saw that, I was like, Gage Park. That's Gage Park
Oh, yeah.
from Wizarding Glass. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Good point.
Because it's all fucking. It's a park,
it's-
but it's so fucking. It's just tweaked, like slightly so, where it's like, it's a little creepy.
A little bit skewed.
Yeah, they should have like a fucking choo-choo train.
I thought the they should. I thought the plot was great.
Yeah.
I love the part where Catwoman and Penguin form an alliance to frame Batman, and then the scene where they've got the Ice Princess
Yeah.
standing on the edge of the building, and they fucking throw bats at her.
Yeah,
she
the
falls
batarang.
and dies.
Oh,
She
God.
just fucking
Yeah.
dies.
They got that tree lit finally, though.
They
I was
did.
like, yeah, they lit the tree finally, trying to light this motherfucker 3 times.
And yeah, it was just all around
Stop having press conferences.
great. I love
Stop.
what yeah,
Every
no
time.
shit.
Every time you hold a press conference here, something really bad happens.
Let's change the venue. At least change the venue and see what happens.
I love Selena Kyle's apartment.
Yeah.
Everything
too.
she has in her
know.
apartment
Me
is
too.
wonderful.
I
know.
love she's got the neon sign that says hello there. And then after she turns into Catwoman, which by the way is a zombie. I
Yeah.
mean, she's a zombie.
Yeah.
She breaks off the O and the T, so it says hell here.
Yep.
Just little subtle things like that were so good.
The Gotham Lady perfume, which
Yeah.
is very,
Oh my
very
God, I
90s
love
with
it. Yes.
your boss will ask you to stay after work.
It'll make you feel like
Okay.
a real woman, and she just loses her shit.
And just destroys. She's
destroys
great in
the
that scene.
apartment.
And like takes all like the things that like an innocent child would have, because she has like a doll house and she has like
Absolutely.
stuffed animals, and she like puts the stuffed animals in the fucking garbage disposal.
Really good garbage disposal, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That was the most unbelievable part of this
It
movie.
was.
Yeah.
It was.
So Danny DeVito as the penguin, like, yeah, I could buy that, but I don't know, man. You're fucking
sink
not
was
getting your deposit back on that shit.
Full of stuffed animals, and she apparently ground them all up, and they were fine.
Yeah.
And the garbage disposal was fine. I loved the part where she sabotages the department store.
Yeah.
And as Penguin and Batman are having their big masculine dick swinging moment, she comes twirling in and just delivers one of the best lines in the movie.
Meow.
Meow. And then the fucking department store blows up right behind. And I was almost cheering.
And the way she does it is great. When she
just-
like puts the spray paint in the
God,
microwave
yes.
and like pulls the gas line.
Oh,
It's like,
she's
oh,
pure
okay.
chaos, and I fucking love it. I've always loved Catwoman. And it's not even so, everybody's always talking about, oh, Michelle Pfeiffer was so hot as Catwoman. She is hot in the leather suit. She's way hotter.
Way hotter
as
Selena
Selena
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Like by a fucking
Yeah.
country
Yeah.
mile.
Well, and that's what's great about when she and Bruce are on their date. She's
Yeah.
back to that.
Yes.
She's not Catwoman.
Well, she's like a weird middle ground.
Yeah,
where
sort
it's
of like,
She's got a little more moxie about her,
Yeah.
but
That's
she's still who she is.
That's true.
Yeah.
and the struggle she's having with this duality, right, of being this ultimate in chaos and ultimate in mousiness, and having trouble struggling with that. And of all people to help her with that is Bruce Wayne, right?
Right.
And they
Who's
just,
also struggling with duality.
who struggles
Right.
with duality himself, and they bring that together in such an effective manner. And to have her be, it wasn't so much her in the suit as Catwoman that I liked, although she looked great in the suit. It was the chaos and the absolute I don't give a fuck of her character that really made that she's the best Catwoman. Period.
Yeah.
I just loved her attitude as Catwoman.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like there have been a lot of good cat women.
All right, who do you
Is it
like?
like attorneys general? Is it cats women?
Cats women. I like Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway was great.
A lot, but my reasoning is so fucking shallow. She just looks like Catwoman, dog. That's like
Listen,
that's my whole
you
thing.
know
It's
what?
like she just looks like Catwoman.
You know what was so good? The thing I like the most about Anne Hathaway as Catwoman is the lack of costume, but her goggles up
I
on
know.
top of her head
Yeah.
look like cat ears.
Right.
But that was it. That was the only nod to her actually being Catwoman. Otherwise, she's just a burglar, you know? So, yeah, you're right. There have been a whole lot of Catwomen that have been good. I don't think Halle Berry was a good Catwoman.
I didn't see that.
Or was she
because
the best?
Or was she the best?
I've heard that movie is really bad, so I haven't.
Or like one of the worst
seen it.
movies of all time with the worst scene of all time.
What's the worst scene?
The basketball scene from Catwoman. And it is one of the worst
God.
pieces of cinema I've ever fucking seen.
I maybe have seen that halfway through once. I don't remember.
The jump cuts and I'll put it in the show notes. It's so unbelievably bad. But so call back to ancient Tadpog. I'll speak the deep magic. Color Mage John Sullivan had a card game he had out on the App Store for a
Right.
minute, and in which Dave and I are in it.
As
We are
a two-headed
a
Etten,
two-headed monster.
Oh, I remember that. I remember you
And
talking
he'd
about
asked us
that.
what you want your powers to be, and we both agreed, cat magic.
Right.
So whenever Selena Kyle is pushed out the window, I was like, Leonardo DiCaprio, cat magic,
Cat magic.
cat magic.
Cat necromancy made it into the list as well.
Jan Hooks. When I saw Jan Hooks, I was like, yeah, love Jan Hooks.
And she was in that scene, and that was it.
Did you guys catch the Wilhelm scream?
Yeah,
I did.
I laughed.
I did catch that.
I laughed when I heard it.
Also, in my notes, I don't care for this Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, not very memorable.
don't-
Yeah.
Like just yeah.
Kind of.
Give me the good, gritty, like understands Batman, not like a weird bureaucrat.
Gary Oldman,
Gordon.
best
Yeah.
fucking Commissioner
Yeah.
Gordon.
Fist
I mean,
bump,
Yeah.
like
Baby.
easily. Like there's no one.
God, it was so good.
No one comes close. He
Listen.
like plays like a fucking cop who's like unsatisfied like so well in Batman Begins.
Oh,
and then
man.
seeing how that character evolves
Oh,
throughout
yeah.
the series.
No.
I love it.
Those Batman movies were fucking phenomenal. I love them, love them, love them as much as I love Batman and Batman Returns for different reasons.
Sure. Yeah.
But the Christian Bale Batmans were fucking great.
Yeah, yeah.
And those were cast perfectly as well.
And there's a weird like parallel between like I feel like Tim Burton and Christopher Nolan, like two different directors
Yeah.
who have directed a few Batman movies, and it's like I feel like both of them are like artists at heart,
Yeah.
and they're taking on this like franchise, you know, this
Yeah.
intellectual property,
But then, shit, there's the Batman.
right?
It was
That-
also cast
Honestly,
perfectly.
that
a
is
great
my
movie.
favorite Batman.
It's so
great,
good.
Batman.
Pattinson
It's
does
great.
a fucking great
Yep.
job in
Yeah.
that movie. I love that. Look, there's been more good Batman movies than bad ones.
I agree with
Honestly.
that. I agree with that statement.
I can say there have been two bad ones and the
two
rest
bad
are good.
ones and the rest are good. And it's true because, man, I can honestly not think, aside from Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, I liked all of them a lot
Yeah.
for all kinds of reasons. The scene in the Batman where he fires up the Batmobile
I
for the
know.
first time gave me fucking chills.
That Batmobile is awesome.
Oh God, I love it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Batmobile.
And that's one of the things.
I love the one from the first movies,
But this one,
this
he
was
gets
my
the Lazy
favorite.
Susan Batmobile. He can turn around.
Yeah, that's true.
Love
Yeah, and
that.
it's got the CG armor that goes. Which man, I was like, holy shit, that was CG.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like I remember like being a kid seeing this movie. Never once did it enter my mind. How did they do that?
Uh-huh.
Because it fucking looks
Well, it's
good.
Batman, yeah.
Really good. Yeah. Just a fucking win.
Yeah,
Batman
man.
Returns for the fucking win, y'all.
Hell yeah.
I had a great time with this one.
Me too. I was dreading to watch it. I really was.
Kind of was too.
And then, like you, I got into it.
Man, I'm gonna go home and watch The Batman. I
It
think
made me want to watch the Batman. It really did. Like it really did.
It's the darkest timeline Batman, really.
Yeah, which is funny you say that because what I thought about
That's hard to-
Gotham in this movie was like, this is darkest timeline New York.
Yeah, for real.
I get choked up. I got choked up when Selena Kyle is crying in the dance scene, and of course, as same thing as I did as a kid, seeing the penguins drag the penguin into the water.
I thought that was funny.
Oh man, it made me like I was like, those are just like their dad.
Yeah, I thought
It's one of them. Yeah.
the penguins. I feel like the penguins didn't really resonate. It's fun, but it felt the penguins themselves with the little missiles and shit. That
weird.
It was one of
That
those
was a
where it's
lot.
like, oh man, this just went cartoons like real fast. Still not a deal breaker. Still very entertaining, but yeah, the literal penguins. Nikki and I had a conversation when the penguins are being pallbearers, like with Danny DeVito down the slide. She was like, robots are little people. And I was like, I was just wondering the same thing.
Got to be little people.
The big penguins, little people. The little penguins, robots.
Robots. CG?
CG
I don't
things,
know.
They'd be good. They looked real.
They looked real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did think the scene at the end, the way Catwoman kills Max, was a little weird.
That's cartoonish too. When Batman pulls like the metal plate off and you see Max Shrek, he looks like
One of the
like a
Indiana
troll doll.
Jones
Yeah.
skeleton or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
But just the kiss, because you see she holds it out.
Oh,
It's like, this
right.
is awkward. But he leans into it. It's like, I don't think he would lean into it, do you? Like,
oh, she wants me to deep throat the stun gun. Yeah, let's go.
I knew she wanted it. I knew she wanted it. But I did like that. That was her 8th life.
Yep.
And then she had, at the end, they fire up the bat signal, and then you see her silhouette looking up at it. So we know she's okay. She's got 1 life left. But that was
I'd like to see
so many good moments in that movie.
I'd like to see like a legitimate. I'm not arguing that it's not cat necromancy. Clearly it is.
Yeah.
Clearly it is. But I would like to see like a fucking like version of Catwoman where it's like Ra's al Ghul like style. Like, yeah, this is necromancy. Like this is like
We really
this is
seriously
overtly necromancy.
Where do you think the Lazarus pit comes from?
Right.
They squeeze cats.
We've sacrificed 9 cats. That symbolizes the 9 lives that Catwoman literally has. I would be totally on board for that.
Absolutely.
I like the dark magic stuff in Batman when it shows up. I really do.
Yeah.
You guys want to pivot for the game?
Yeah, they made a game of this movie.
Konami made a
Talk.
game.
Konami game.
I love that Konami intro. on Super Nintendo, Yeah.
You hear that
I know,
sound
dude.
and you know
It's
what
not
it is.
fair because that it starts up like this, and I'm like, oh, cool, I'm in a good mood.
Yeah.
It's like totally it's like it sets a bias immediately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Konami. All right, sweet.
I get those good Castlevania 4 feelings because that's
Sure.
what I
Yeah.
remember that from. So
Castlevania
it's
X.
like, yeah, Castlevania X.
Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and get some things out of the way
Okay.
about the game.
Okay.
Batman Returns for the Super Nintendo.
Yes.
I actually really liked it.
I was wondering when I was
do
playing
not,
it.
as we know, I do not care for side-scrolling beat 'em ups.
Right.
That's what this game is for the most,
part,
There's
sure.
it's like you get a side-scrolling beat 'em up level, and then you get just a standard side-scrolling level, and then it just alternates between the two, and you fought a boss, and
They have a Batmobile mode 7.
yeah, there's a mode 7 Batmobile
Level.
scene where you just drive and shoot, and it's not at all like in the movie where Penguin takes over the Batmobile and drives Bruce Wayne through the city at this breakneck speed, which we forgot to mention. That scene
Right.
was really fun.
And I love that.
And you see Bruce Wayne, or Batman freaking out, like, I don't know what to do.
I know. And it's also that made me want to watch the Batman too, because like the big showdown in the Batman
Is
with the Penguin
the car
involves
chase.
the fucking it's the car chase.
Oh God, that is so good.
I know, it's really good.
So well shot, but that is in there as well. I did enjoy this game. I felt like the controls were good.
Yeah. They felt a little stiff to me, but I was like, it's Batman.
It is.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And it wasn't enough to be like, oh, this is clunky. It feels horrible.
So many of these
It
ones
just
we've
felt like Batman.
Yeah.
To me, I thought felt like this was the premium version of the original Final Fight. The first Final Fight, not like the other iterations, but
it
like
has a feel to
the
that.
improved version of that one, because you have to be Batman. I wish Batman Forever had been this, because then you could have Batman and Robin.
Good Lord.
But-
Batman Forever is horrible.
Atrocious.
That's a horrible game.
I have heard that, and I have a.
This is so much better.
This is a good game.
This is a good game.
This is a good
and
game.
I liked the controls. I felt like I could actually get something done. I could play it. I could get hits and special moves. I liked the graphics. I thought the graphics were
think it looks
really
really
good,
good.
especially like the cutscenes.
I know.
They had really good renderings of the characters from the
They did,
movie.
like parallax scrolling with them.
Yeah,
during the
it
scenes.
looked
Yeah.
really good
Oh,
and
nice.
really accurate.
I thought the first level was well done, because when you get to the boss, you see Selena Kyle's glasses in the snow, just like in the movie where she's standing with the
Little
stun
Yes.
gun clown.
And you can fight Stun Gun Clown the same way that Batman
Yep.
beats him in the movie. You shoot your grappling gun at him, it hits the wall, and you pull it back, and it hits
Yeah.
him in the head. I love it.
It wasn't too hard or too easy.
Yeah.
Lots of options, hard, medium, easy. You've got lots of lives. You can pick how many lives you want. Lots of good things like that. I like one of the things I really like is that the enemies had health bars. Each individual enemy had a health bar,
Yeah.
so you knew where you stood with that particular
And that's
enemy.
like Final Fight style, like
Yep.
Tyler
Yeah.
mentioned. Yeah.
You had a good screen clear.
Yeah.
What? It was at the test tube?
Yep.
What is that?
How
What
the-
that
How
is?
the fuck do you
Yep.
use it? And the
don't
options, I
know.
thought it was like press Y, and I'm like, why?
It's like
Nothing would
L,
happen.
R, and Y.
Oh my god!
God,
So no, I
okay.
never got to use it.
Me neither. And the whole time I'm playing, I'm like,
I'm
what the fuck is test
I know, I'm
tube?
collecting test tube.
I watched
Maybe I
the
should
long
use
play.
it against Catwoman because
Yeah.
that's what he does in the movie. Which seemed weird that Batman like threw a test tube at Catwoman.
napalmed her. But the
When they're
long
making
play
out,
that
she
I
sees
watched-
that scar on her arm. Oh no!
Right, yeah.
the long play that I watched on World of Long Plays on YouTube, to give credit where credit's due, they never used it. So I still didn't get any
Still didn't,
answers
right?
as to what the fuck it was.
I didn't know how to use it until I watched a Cinemassacre episode on it, and they're one. I forget who the guy that the nerd has on, who was like a master. He's like, I love this as a kid. I played the shit out of this. I'm obsessed with Batman, and he explains what you have to do, and I was like, oh, would have never guessed that.
Screen clear would have been nice in a couple of spots. I did not beat this. It's a tough game.
Yeah, I'm so bad at these kind of games.
but
I'm so fucking bad.
I got farther in this one than I do in most beat 'em ups. I think I got to like past the second boss, the strongman, just barely. Once you figure out the trick to the bosses, it's pretty easy. You just got to be quick to jump and dodge and get out of the way. I liked
the
that.
grapple and the jump are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Comfortable.
Unlimited batarang.
Unlimited batarangs, which is awesome. You can block.
Yep.
There's a block mode.
You can you grab a dude and slam him into the wall in the background?
Yes.
Yes, you can. A stage.
Is it the most effective thing to do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm just grabbing dudes, and the grabbing felt really good.
The
I
grabbing
never felt
felt
like I was
great.
struggling to grab.
Oh, yeah.
and then
it's
you
like
could bop
crack
them
their heads
together. Or throw them through the fucking window of the
Yeah,
department
you
store,
feel
which
like
you
Batman.
Or
feel
slam-
engaged.
You do feel like Batman.
Yeah.
I feel like it does a really good job of making you feel like Batman.
Oh, hell yeah.
This
It
was like
does.
you mentioned Final Fight. It reminded you of Final Fight, which I totally agree. It also reminded me of Maximum Carnage in like all the grabbing, because
Yeah.
Maximum Carnage is also, I feel like, another one of those games where it's like you're grabbing as much as you can, because Maximum Carnage is all beat 'em ups are about crowd control, but Maximum Carnage is like I feel like that on steroids because there's so many enemies.
Important to say, I like this more than Maximum Carnage.
This is a better game than Maximum
Yep.
Carnage. Yeah, this is a better game.
Therefore, I feel like this is the rare game we find far after the fact. I would change this on the top 100 list.
You would take Maximum Carnage completely out.
I would replace this.
I wouldn't do that, but I would. But I think Batman Returns belongs on IGN's top 100. I have a feeling that the reason that it's not on there is because there's already a Batman game on their list, and they probably didn't want to put two Batman games on.
Well, it's a shame because for me, this is the rare, not only the rare diamond in the rough that we find in this sort of slog through mostly bad games for the Super NES. It's a fucking beat 'em up that I liked. And I don't like these games, but I absolutely agree that it belongs in the top 100 because it it's a fun game. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
there are
playing
worse
it.
beat 'em ups. I think this is better. Of course, it owes everything about it to Final Fight, but I think it's better than Final Fight, which that's a hard barrier. That being placed at 100 is kind of a weird. I feel like Final Fight's 100 just to get you engaged on the list, even though I don't think it's really a 100 spot game.
I'd put it. I think it's on even ground with Final Fight. I love Final Fight, so
Yeah.
I'm like a bad. I'm pretty biased,
Right.
with Final Fight, but it's also like. Obviously, Final Fight for the Super Nintendo is not Final Fight in the arcade. But yeah, I think, honestly, I mean, comparing it to the other Batman game that's on IGN's Top 100, Adventures of Batman and Robin, I'd have to replay that. But I kind of, from right now, it's like, yeah, I think Batman Returns. I had more fun with Batman Returns than I remember having with Adventures of Batman and
We did.
Robin.
We played through all of it.
Except for the Riddler jerking off the ghost stick.
Yeah.
But this also feels like
It's a very different experience
It's
because you go
different.
through the levels and the puzzles and the
this feels like
items
right, and this is a straight up. I mean, it's a beat 'em up with those other
Yeah,
like,
the side
driving levels and stuff mixed in. To be perfectly honest with you, I'd been fine if they threw those out and it was just a straight up beat 'em
Yeah,
up.
because the beat 'em up
do
mechanic
their
was
mode
well
7.
implemented.
It's so good. It's the beat 'em up mechanic is so fucking good, and it's like I've seen interactions in. I'm a fan of the genre, and I've seen interactions in Batman Returns that I have not seen in any other beat 'em up. Like this is gonna spoil an achievement, but you can pick up a thug and use it. You can hold him and use that thug as a human shield
Yeah.
against a bazooka.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and it just feels right. It's like not a big deal to do it. You don't have to like put in a big combo string or anything. You're just like, oh, there's a guy with a bazooka. Grab a thug, block the bazooka, throw the guy at the shield guy at the bazooka man. It's like, this is fucking crazy. It's
Yeah.
so much fun.
It's a lot of thought put into that. These mechanics.
So it
They're
sucks.
easy
that
to pick up. And
This
use.
was left
Yeah.
off the list when it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, that belongs on the list
Yeah.
for sure. This is a top 100 easily
Yeah.
for me.
This
I
is
was
rare.
blown away by how good it was.
This is rare. This is a rare moment because
The movie and
I don't
the
think
game.
up since
I know.
since I've been on the show, I don't think we've found one that deserves to be in the top
I
100.
think you're right.
No,
Yeah,
the
I'm
mask.
sorry.
The mask.
No,
was,
it's
the
not.
mask is
The
probably the
mask was pretty all
closest.
right.
Mask
Yeah.
was close. That was
Yeah.
real close. That was a good game too. But this being sort of a game based on a movie, and being good enough to be in the top 100, we all three liked it. And this is a rare
really liked
fucking
it.
moment.
Yep.
I really liked
I did
it.
too.
I didn't finish it. I got I feel like I got pretty far. I didn't watch a long play, so I don't know. I got through 2 Catwoman fights and a penguin fight. I don't
That
know.
penguin fight with the umbrella.
Woo. That reminded me of fucking like some Final Fantasy 14 fights where it's like, okay, you got to memorize where he drops the fucking
Yeah.
umbrellas, and then you got to memorize the order in which they come to the side of the screen because it's standard 4:3. It's not widescreen, so this like shit's coming at you from the side. But I got to a point where it was like I ran out of continues, and that's kind of where it felt because I was like, man, that was fun. I am not playing through
Not
all
going
that
through
again.
all
right
that
now.
again. Yeah,
I
that's
would in a couple days, maybe.
yeah, maybe. And I got that too. I got to the point where I was like, well, this is a really cool game,
Yeah.
but I got other shit I need to do.
And if
I'm
I
not
was-
gonna go
yeah.
through it. If you're fucking 12 years old, fuck it. We'll
Sure.
start again. We'll
Yeah,
try it
or-
again.
Yeah, this would be a good one. Like this would be a good. If I were still streaming, this would be a good one to stream because
Yeah.
it's like, well, I'm doing a stream. I got a reason to stick around and try to get farther in this
Yeah.
game. You know,
It followed the movie really well. It even included the scene where the ice princess gets knocked
I-
off the
yeah.
building, which is, I figured they'd leave that out. I didn't know, but I saw her standing up on the edge of the building. I'm like, well, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to say she's fine? Nope. They showed her ass fall.
Just where the penguin walks in, I'm a talent agent. I'm a talent scout. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
To be fair, she wanted to believe that, so he got a bonus on his bluff.
But yeah, all in all, it was a fun game, and yeah, it was great. What a good week for
I
the
know.
show. We got 2
Surprisingly.
wins in a row.
I also feel like it nails the movie tie-in that a lot of games don't, because it's like I played this immediately after watching the movie.
Me too.
And I was like, this is a fucking great experience.
Yeah.
It was one of those where it's like, wow.
They crafted it to be the way that they all should fucking
and it
be.
all makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
It should be like, oh, I really liked this movie. I can't wait to play the game. Oh, wow, the game is fun.
I'm
And
Batman beating ass.
makes me feel like I'm part of the movie. Makes me feel like part of that experience. That is exactly what I've been saying since we started doing the movies and games. This is the feeling.
Dude, I was thinking about you so much when I was playing this, because it's like, I felt like it was nailing what you always want these movie tie-in games to
Absolutely.
nail. But it's also a beat 'em up. So
Right.
I was like, I don't know where Ian's gonna fall on this one.
Look, I have no compunction in saying that I can like a game, a beat 'em up, even if it's good. I can appreciate it. And there are even some beat 'em ups I've had a great time playing. Generally, there's just so many, and I just get they're all ways so bad.
Yeah.
Finding a good one was a treat, and the fact that thematically and storyline wise and everything, it stuck to that movie. Even the opening scene, there's snow falling.
Yeah.
They just did everything they could to say, hey, remember how this movie made you feel? This game is going to make you feel like that too.
Yeah, it captures the vibe of that Gotham City, like for sure.
They got the licensing to do the fucking character portraits, the actual, even in the little pixelated form, they look like their characters. Selena Kyle in the first boss scene,
her curly hair looked good.
it looks just like her. I mean, there's no mistaking who that is, down to the glasses and the snow, just like you said. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. They got
Attention
it right.
to detail.
They got it fucking right. Any of these games could have. There are a lot of the games that I have hated that were based on movies that could have been better if the only thing they did differently was stick to the fucking movie. It would have improved it. I'm not saying it would have made it good.
Right.
It would have improved it. But even Batman Returns had a fucking train scene. There's no train in the movie. There's no scene fighting on top of a train.
There's that construction site too.
Right.
Going out the window cleaner thing.
But you got to have, I mean, that's a given.
That's standard 90s tropey beat 'em up.
And it's
You
also
have to
short.
have more. You have to have more content. We got to do something. Well, we'll make a level that's
Let's not make whole
themed-
new weird levels like Demolition Man.
Yeah,
it's
right?
themed around this movie. It's themed around the spirit of the film. We'll get back to the part where it's like the movie, but we got to give you something to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the game will take you about 10 minutes to finish.
As a kid, I used to love shit like that, where it's like a game that is faithfully following the movie, and then they pad it. Because as a kid, I never took it as padding. I was always like, oh, this is the shit they didn't show us in the movie.
Nice. I love it. That is the most optimistic thing I've ever heard. I love that. I love
I wish
that.
they would put these extras in some kind of format on the movie release. Do you guys have any achievements?
Yeah, I have a few. Pretty uncreative ones. My first achievement is do the Bat-Tusi.
Nice.
And to do the Bat-Tusi, you smash two thugs together.
Nice. Okay, I love it.
Bat-Tusi, you see.
I get it. I love it.
Christmas shopping is my second achievement, and that is to throw a thug through the window with the Christmas display at the very beginning. My third achievement is Pussy Whipped. It's simply defeat Catwoman.
I'm ashamed I didn't come up with that.
Yeah.
She has a whip.
Right.
You get it. Yeah. The funniest jokes are the ones you have to explain. Ice to see you. Defeat Penguin the first time, only to have him cause the Ice Princess to fall to her death, as in the movie. And then my last achievement is the penguin habitat at the Nashville Zoo fucking stinks. And to get the penguin habitat at the Nashville Zoo fucking stinks is defeat Penguin the second time to win the game. Have you ever been
Zoo.
to the
I don't care
fucking
for it.
penguin habitat?
No.
Oh my fucking God. Listen, okay, if you've ever been in the Nashville Zoo in the summer,
Yeah.
it's hot. It's so fucking hot. And it's all, of course, it's a zoo, so most of it's outside.
Right.
And you're like, oh, let's go see the penguins. because you go in the Penguins and they keep it fucking freezing cold, and there's like, this is perfect. On a hot day, I'm gonna go into the penguin habitat, cool off, see some cool penguins jumping in the water.
Yeah.
It's a great display.
Yeah.
It's like glass. You could see them swimming through the water. They come
Nice.
up and tap the window at you. It's a great visit.
Can they read the sign? Don't tap the glass.
Fucking stinks in there.
That's
Penguin
God's equivalent
shit.
exchange. You got
Right,
It is.
exactly.
If
Or
you-
the zoo's just pumping shit smell into it. So
Oh
like,
my God.
people
gotta
are
keep 'em
loitering
moving.
here.
They'll stay in here all day long.
Oh.
We got to make that natural gas smell in here.
Holy Lord, penguin shit fucking stinks. Especially when it's
Jinkum, baby. Penguin Jinkum.
Penguin
Jenkum comes
Jenkum.
back.
It was so gross. So that's my final achievement is the penguin habitat at the Nashville Zoo fucking
I
stinks.
fucking love it, dude. I've got 3.
It's so bad that when you walk in, the first time I walked in there, I
You're
literally
gagging.
like it is so heavy. You get kind of used to it after you, and also it feels really nice in there after a hot. But god damn, I'm sorry, it is so bad.
So should we all go in there wearing dirty onesies?
Oh yeah.
Someone's done that. Someone has to have done that by now.
But did they do it looking for unlimited poontang? Which is my first achievement.
Nice.
Unlimited poontang. I have it written down. I don't know how you unlock it. I haven't figured it out yet. But when I
It
do,
had to be.
I'll
in
let
there.
you know.
Okay, yeah.
You put in a code for extra continues. It's unlimited poontang.
Oh, nice.
All right. Okay.
I like it. Even if it doesn't exist, I like it.
My next achievement is only for Seinfeld fans, and it is Bazooka Joe Davola. In order to unlock Bazooka Joe Davola, use a thug as a human shield to block a bazooka shot, which is fired by a guy who looks like Crazy Joe Davola, dressed as a clown from the opera. I can't remember the name of the opera, but there's an opera. It's the Clown's Opera. That one starts with a P.
I know it too. I can't think of it.
Next achievement. Last achievement. You don't really think you'll win, do you? And that's a line from the Penguin. You got to do that. In order to unlock, you don't really think you'll win, do you? You play the game for an hour and a half. You die on your last life. You go online because you had fun. You look for a level select cheat code so that you can pick up where you left off when you died. You don't find it, and then you turn the Super Nintendo off. I unlocked that.
You got that one? Yeah. Sounds like you might have.
I've got 2. First one being, it's a test tube, comma, baby. And you unlock that by screen clear with a test tube. It's a test tube, baby. Well, comma, baby. And then go on a journey with me on this one.
Okay, cool. I love these.
The Legend of Selena. And you've unlocked the Legend of Selena by beating a boss by just throwing batarangs.
Okay.
Because Link can throw boomerangs.
I got it.
But it can't be the Legend of Batman, so you got to go with the female that he saved, so it's the Legend of Selena.
Okay.
There we go.
Wonderful.
right.
I
I
like
like
that.
it.
That was a good one.
Is the test tube baby, is that a reference to something?
Just because test tube babies.
Okay, right. But I didn't know, because like you said that and I was like, that sounds like it would be like a fucking Aquabats song. Did we get anything? Did we get a letter from anybody?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So the first.
I'm totally going to be here. Don't even worry about it.
I'm glad Dave is here for all of this.
Yes, I'm glad to.
But don't interrupt Ian. We've interrupted Ian enough, Dave. We should both stay completely
I'm talking
silent
to Dave
this
right
entire
now.
time.
I'm looking
and
Dave
not interrupting
in
Ian.
the eye and not being interrupted, because Brad originally sent. He sent us an email a while back, which I read the first half of because it was in relation to Warren Beatty, and the Beatty math trademark, right? But the game,
Dave,
and I didn't catch this either, but the game he sent the review from was Batman Forever, because he thought it was Batman Forever, and then then he sent another email prior to this episode, right before, like last Thursday or Wednesday. It says Batman Returns, and he says, "Man, you got to know that I am normally doing my We Fit You routine while listening to TADPOG. So sometimes my interpretation of what happens is going to be a little bit shaky. I thought you said Batman Forever, but you didn't. So
He should know we covered that game years
He-
ago.
well, apparently he thought we were doing it again. So he sent me the correct email.
He's only got 12 years of content to review.
Brad continues. By the way, I think the woman Wii Fit trainer is very attractive. More in Smash Brothers than in Wii Fit, but still pretty good. Every time you do a plank, she says a little blurb about fitness or whatever. But about once every 2 weeks, she goes, I think I stayed up a little late last night. And every time I go, yeah, you did. Dave thought that was really funny too.
He's got to catch his breath.
Oh, hell yeah.
You just made Blake very happy somewhere. Because that was a Blake Woods move if I've ever seen one.
That was unexpected. And
I felt bad that I had to go leave and pee, so I felt like I'd make an
now you're
entrance.
cleaning your hands.
Yeah. Well, it's because I peed, not because I jerked off the
What's even
giant pee.
well, what's even funnier is I'm not going to
Well, after
explain
you,
this.
No, of course
after
not.
you peed with it, you had to jerk it off.
Yeah. Look. Look who you're talking to, man.
If only y'all had been here in the studio, you could have seen that, but you weren't, and you
Oh,
didn't.
that's a
So
shame.
fuck you. It's TADPOG exclusive content just for us. Okay, so Brad continues. Here's GamePro's review. Batman Returns. Here, he actually. I was just telling him the first one we got was for Batman Forever. He misheard. So he sent us another.
Okay, I feel bad for anybody who has to like do anything with Batman Forever.
And also in summary, he thinks the Wii Fit trainer girl is hot.
Yeah, right?
And he says,
Were your opinions on
when
that?
she says, I think I stayed up a little late last night, every time he goes, yeah, you did. While he's working out. He does his workout. Okay, so
Yeah, no.
I should have just read it again.
No, I like this. This was nice.
Okay, so now we're caught up.
Okay, thank you.
And-
Sorry, Brad. I
That's
really
okay.
I had
He
to
had to
pee real
pee.
bad, dude.
And then do something
didn't wanna
really
pee.
fucking hilarious when he came back in that I'm not going to tell y'all about. It was so here's the Game Pro review, if you don't mind me reading it. Okay.
Please.
The Dark Knight. This one's full of puns from the 90s.
Oh, great. Perfect.
All the sections are puns.
nice. Section 1.
Well, first the
Oh.
intro. The Dark Knight. This is by Scary Larry. Y'all. We all
Oh,
know
Scary
Scary Larry.
Larry.
We all know Scary Larry. The Dark Knight is back, and he's badder than ever.
Oh, fuck yeah, baby.
Heeding the call from forlorn citizens of Gotham City, the Batman returns. This fantastic cart from Konami delivers the goods beautifully. Section 1. Hanging with the Batman.
Hell yeah.
Batman
Mark Curry
returns.
as Batman win.
Batman Returns is a one-player, side-scrolling action cart that offers not only spectacular graphics, but mesmerizing sound and superior gameplay. All true. With digitized stills and lines straight from the script, the game follows the movie perfectly. Also true. For the two of you who don't know the story, it goes something like this. Man meets bat, man becomes bat. Bat meets penguin, penguin meets cat, bat, cat, and penguin eventually meet and try to mangle the mammalism out of each other. Bat wins. Maybe. Then there's some pro tips, as usual.
Now I'm
Hold
just thinking
L and R
about-
and Y to use test tube.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about Mark Curry as Batman and then Steve Harvey as like Victor Zsasz.
Oh my god.
And instead of cutting his
Oh
skin,
my-
he cuts his teeth.
Oh my god. Yes.
All right. You punch, throw, toss, and swing across 7 levels. Excuse me, of gut-busting, face-pounding action. You bash your way through the Gotham streets. The Penguin Zoo hideout across the top of a circus train and on the roofs above Gotham. There's even a stage where you drive the Batmobile and eradicate bike-riding maniacs. It's all in a day's work for the long-eared superhero. You won't be shadowboxing either. There are enough villains here to start a convention. You'll fight the members of the Red Triangle Gang, Penguin's hench people, which include killer clowns, knife throwers, sword-swallowing slashers, fire-spitting fiends, and more. Those fucking guys on the stilts, man. I had so much trouble with the guys on the
Throwing the
stills,
torches.
Throwing the torches.
Because it doesn't make any sense for you to attack the legs.
Why not attack the fucking?
Yeah,
why
right.
can't I attack the legs? At the end of each stage, you fight a surprise boss.
Pagliacci.
There we go. Who could be anyone? An
I wouldn't say
angry
Pavarotti, but that's
Yeah,
not
right?
it.
an angry organ grinder, a brawling bozo of a clown, Catwoman, or the Penguin. Next section: Bat Attitude. Batman has always been known for his innovative
Not
fighting
Batitude.
style and neat gadgetry to combat the many nefarious rivals in this game, nitwits in this game. Konami has not left the Batman hanging. In addition to regular punch and jump, you can also pull a flying jump kick.
Which I didn't find myself doing as often as I do.
I used that a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I feel like that's a good thing because
Yeah.
it's like there are different styles of play. I was a pick thugs up and fucking throw them.
I did a lot of that, but when I could swing across and hit them with my feet, I did that.
Yeah.
As often
there's
as
this
possible.
one. There's this one level where you're trying to rescue the ice princess. Was that her? Is that okay? Where you're like going to this like real like tight quarters area, and I mean it is just like every enemy is within the range of the back wall, and just going through there and just slam slam.
Yeah.
all of them.
When you had the one that got me was the level that was on fire.
Yeah,
And you had to just
Yeah.
basically Spider-Man your way
Right.
across the fire with the bat cable. That was tough.
Yeah, because I had to figure out. Oh yeah, I have this thing.
Yeah.
This grappling gun. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Flying jump kick, a cape sweep, which is major damage to any enemy foolish enough to come near it, and a flying attack, a sweep down from above that knocks your enemies silly. You can also pull special moves when you grab a villain. You can punch them in the gut, pick them up, and throw them to the ground, throw them into the windows, and more. For dual damage, smash two guys together. Ouch! As for toys, Batman has a bevy of bat weapons. Where does he get these
Where does he
wonderful
get 'em?
toys? He has this bat. He has his batarangs.
Commissioner Gordon.
He has his batarangs, bat boomerangs, bat spear, winch and pulley for wall climbing, and test tubes, which he throws to wipe out a screen full of enemies. I should have read this article before I played the game. During the course, I've had this email for a week, and I could have read the article.
But then you might like
I would have had to look up how to do it.
you might spoil your I don't know.
My pure experience.
Yeah.
During the course of the game, you can pick up these weapons along with health power-ups. Bats Entertainment is the next section.
They just
Nice.
write themselves.
Better. It's better.
Bar none, the graphics in Batman Returns are better than any you'll find in the other Batman titles. The sprites are big and well drawn. They move quickly without flicker or slow down. The backgrounds are painstakingly redrawn from the actual movie footage. I love the shit in the foreground when you
Yeah.
walk across. There'd be like a
One
statue.
scared me.
Me
A
too.
sign, like
just
a sign
wah!
scared me. 'Cause I
Yeah.
was like, what's that? Oh, it's in the foreground.
It was
okay.
so cool. Making each stage a joy to look at. The digitized scenes from the movie, which are spread throughout the game, are so cool and so real that you find yourself pausing to get popcorn. Batman Returns doesn't hold back on the sounds either. There's music directly from the movie. Again, another excellent thing to
Yeah.
do if you've got the music from the movie and not some made up shit that sounds like music from the
I'm
movie.
glad that came up in the review
Me
because
too.
we didn't mention that, but that is
That
a
is
huge.
Absolutely.
It's huge.
It's massive. And each stage has a different melodramatic score that fits right in with the action. All the sound effects are awesome and clear too.
Yeah.
If you play on the Mania setting, I was going to mention
Oh,
this
Lord.
earlier. If you play on the Mania setting, you see a special ending. And basically, it's a profile of Batman, and it says, "You are the true Dark Knight."
Seems worth it to me.
Post credits glory if you played on Mania and beat the game.
Batmania.
I knew this because I watched someone play it on
Oh, yeah?
Mania. Didn't seem that much different, but also he was really good at the game. Here's the final section. Bats the way, I like it.
Fuck yes.
It's got in
I just came.
parentheses. Me too. We came together. Batman Returns is a keeper. A game whose absence will render your SNES library incomplete. You'll have hours of fun with the adjustable challenge levels: easy, normal, hard, mania, and special. Pick up this cart and hold on tight because everyone you know is going to be at bat. Jesus Christ.
Holy God, Scary Larry, come on. You're better than this.
Here are the scores for Batman Returns for the Super Nintendo according to GamePro magazine.
Okay.
Graphics, 5.
Has to be.
Sound,
5
5.
has to be.
Control, 5.
What?
And
Whoa.
fun factor, 5.
Oh,
It got a
shit.
perfect score.
Oh, shit. Sucker now.
Available for $60 in April of that year, 92.
Shit. It's a great game.
It is a great game.
Was
Thank you,
surprised.
Brad
Yes,
from
Brad.
Arizona. That was a good review that it completely agreed with everything we had already said.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
how we
think
like
I
it.
think it's unanimous.
Uh-huh.
But what does Flopsy have to say about it?
What do you
Boy.
guys think?
Now, hopefully, Flopsy gets in the fucking game here.
Before we do Flopsy, I want to ask you guys how much you think you'd pay for it. Because I feel like doing Flopsy first tends to...
Excuse it.
was
We
a
know the
huge-
rarity. Excuse it.
Batman was a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
Batman Returns, financially not as huge, but still a huge deal.
He was Garfield. It's a big fat hairy deal.
It's a big fat hairy deal. I think this game was fucking everywhere. I'm gonna say it's probably not terribly, but the fact that it's such a good game might incentivize people to hold on to it more than just getting rid of it. So, but as opposed to going super high or super low, I'm gonna go somewhere in the middle and say $25.
$25
Yeah.
from Ian. What do you think?
20.
20 from Tyler.
20.
20.
20.
Now, listen, I've been watching a lot of Prices Right, Tyler.
$1.
Coming for you.
You need to be like the guy who you get it exactly right. And I ask you, how did you come up with that weird number? And then you say, I watched it last week and you had the same product. And it was this much money. Actual retail value of Batman Returns for the Super Nintendo, loose, on average, according to PriceCharting.com, at the time of this recording, is, you guys are very good at this, $22.15. Split it right down the middle.
Oh, wow.
All right, better touch tips.
And there we go.
Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's worth $22.15?
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Do you have this one?
I don't have this
Are
one.
you going to buy it?
You know, if my financial situation were just a little looser,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I would. I'd buy
Under
this.
normal circumstances, it's a
circumstances.
$22. It's a good value.
I'd
for
buy
you.
this right after this episode.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
good.
Okay. Good.
I'll get it.
Yeah. That's not a bad price for this game. To get ahead of us a little, I think Flopsy is going to call this one common.
Common.
And I think they're going to, I think this one's going to be,
Are you asking how high it goes up in rating scale?
yeah, I think it's 4, right?
I think so.
3.5 stars.
Here.
It goes 5 stars.
Pick anything
5
at
stars to
random.
max.
Is it 5 at the,
Yeah,
as the max?
5 is the max.
Okay.
4.
4.
I think they gave it 4 stars.
Common.
And it's common.
Okay.
I'll mix up a little bit, and I'll say 4.5 stars. Very common.
4.5. Very
I
common.
never think about the very, but you may be right on that one.
I haven't seen it, so I get to play this time.
Yay.
Man, Flopsy's really lenient, I feel like. So I'm kind of feeling that 4.5 stars too.
I don't know where the other star, where it would be lacking in another star, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm hesitant to say 5.
I know, right?
That's a high.
That's
bar.
really high.
I mean, it's
I feel like you have to. I feel like it would be a more talked about game if it were. I feel like the flagship games are the 5-star ones.
Right. Yeah, that makes me want to give it a 4. I don't know, 4.5. I know it's. I'm gonna say uncommon. Common makes more sense because of the movie tie-in, but I don't know. I know Konami games. I don't know. I'm just gonna go uncommon. 4.5 uncommon.
Okay.
According to Flopsy, a.k.a. the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library, 1991 through 1998, by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike and a shadowy benefactor. Batman Returns. 4 stars.
Nice.
Availability? Come on.
I got it.
You got it.
Go.
I got it.
Congratulations.
We got one.
The reflections here from PS say one of the perks of running the sound from my SNES through my stereo. God, I love doing that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That MIDI,
God,
that
it was so
wonderful
great.
MIDI. Oh, yeah, that's good shit.
was that I could tape record music from my favorite games to enjoy whenever I wanted. I like the cut of this guy's
I
jib.
do, too.
Batman Returns was one of the soundtracks that I played often. While other people are listening to Snow, Silk, and Janet Jackson in their cars, I was listening to this along with tracks from F-Zero, Final Fantasy II, Super Castlevania Eggs, and Wing Commander. I like to think that
pretty
I was
Wing
badass.
ahead of my
Commander.
time.
Wing
very
Commander
badass.
is awesome. That soundtrack is great.
I remember in middle school, we used to listen to the Play It Loud CDs that Nintendo would release. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these or not.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, we used to do that. We were cool. Listen to some Donkey Kong Country in the car.
Yeah.
On your Discman with
Discman,
2-second skip
hell yeah.
protection.
Remember Shake would burn SNES tracks to a CD, and then we'd have quizzes in Josh's car when we drove
Nice.
around.
Nice.
I love it.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be and why?
I would give it a ever mutable, can be wonderful. It's so many different things. Beard of Clayface.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had Clayface in a movie, have we?
Nope. I've always wanted Clayface in a
Oh,
movie.
he's in Harley
so
Quinn.
much. He is one of my favorite. He's my favorite animated series villain, hands down.
He's really good in the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Dude,
Oh, by the way, there's a character in Harley Quinn, the cartoon of Harley Quinn called Kite Man. He got his own show.
I've seen.
It's called Kite Man. Hell yeah.
those bastards!
They took it from us.
We stole it from that guy, and they stole it from us.
I would love to mention him if I knew his name. Next time I see David Tell, I'll ask him.
Hey, that Joker part two.
Folie à deux.
That looks fucking good.
It's a musical.
That looks fucking
It
good.
does look good.
I was surprised when I saw
will
the
see
trailer.
it. Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
you saying Harley Quinn reminded me of that. If you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would that be?
I would give it the glasses that were definitely the best part of Batman Forever, which are the McDonald's collectible glasses.
Yeah, they were better than the Batman
They
Returns
had
glasses.
frisbees
I know.
for lids,
I know,
y'all.
I know.
Frisbees.
Batman Returns had glasses too.
Yeah,
It had cups, but the
Oh,
cups,
cups,
the
yeah.
cups had lids that were frisbees.
Oh, see, because I thought they did, but I couldn't find them when I googled it. I clicked
yeah.
on
I
Batman
posted
Forever.
them in
It's
Discord.
in the
They're-
Discord.
Why did I? Yeah, those actually.
but the Batman Forever, I got them confused.
Those are
man.
crystal.
Right, because I went on YouTube. I was like, oh, I remember these fucking cups. Let's go. And I put it in and it popped up. It was like, those aren't fucking cups. And I was like, oh, Batman Forever. I'm thinking of Batman Forever cups.
Everyone thinks that this is Batman Forever in some form.
Yep.
You guys will see what we're gonna play next week.
It's gonna, I do,
Or
but
no,
man, it's gonna be tough.
We're recording. No, we're recording next. Are we recording next Monday or are we
Yeah.
recording
Yeah.
Thursday?
We'll have to be. Well, it'll have to be Monday.
We can
Okay.
do it. We can do a regular episode.
Do you want to
next
do?
Monday?
Will you have time?
Will you have
I
time?
probably will not. Because
So you just
I'm.
want to do calls or something.
Let's do call. Let's have let's have a therapy episode.
Wait then.
Or do I want to go ahead and roll?
Next Thursday, we will be recording for the following week.
We're not recording again until Monday for Wednesday.
All right, this coming Thursday, we are not recording.
Correct.
We're recording Monday.
Correct.
For the Wednesday that's a week from this coming Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
The Thursday after that,
Gotcha.
We're recording for the next Wednesday.
Yes.
Yes.
2 in that week.
So we're gonna roll for that
We
one.
roll for that day.
For that.
And
That way
that
we have
gives us
plenty of time to
all
watch the
week
movie.
to watch a movie, play the game, and then all of next week as well.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works for
And
me.
then we're back. We got one more Dark Tower to record the following Monday. And then I think we're back on track for
Yep.
for
For a
a
little bit.
while.
I'll be going.
And then we're
in-
back to once a week.
I'll be another work trip in October.
That's okay. We're back to once a week though,
Right back to once a week. Yeah.
which will be refreshing.
40.
40. You got one of them phones that flips out into a big ass screen.
The Fold.
Nice.
Okay, 40 is Pinocchio.
Okay.
So we fall down one to RoboCop 3.
We did that
We've
one.
done that. We fall down to The Rocketeer.
Huh.
Okay.
The Rocketeer.
Okay.
Okay. It's no Batman, I can
Nope.
tell you that.
I haven't
Don't-
seen the movie.
The movie's okay. It's all right.
I
There's
get to see it now.
a little cluster of ones we haven't done, which is The Rocketeer, followed by Snow White Happily Ever After. Which I don't know what that is based on, like, at all.
Has to be the Disney Snow White, right?
That's what I would think. Not the Drew Barrymore one that was in the 90s, but
That was Cinderella.
Cinderella. Oh, you're right.
I didn't even know.
That was Ever After, which
Yeah.
was
That's it.
Cinderella.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I didn't see that.
Because other than that, then we have Warlock.
Warlock, man.
Wow. They made a game out of that.
For the Super Nintendo?
Holy balls.
Other than that, I mean, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. We haven't
Right.
done that.
We were going to do that at Christmas.
Because I really think Home Alone, Outlander, The Page Master, The Rocketeer, Snow White, Warlock. Then we're done.
Wow. Gremlins 2. I want to get. I know
Oh,
it's
we
an
did
NES
Gremlins
game.
too,
No,
but
that's fine.
absolutely.
I know you're talking about what's on the list, but I for sure want to do Gremlins 2.
It's and I want to think about what we're gonna do when we run out of games/movies. And we talked about the possibility of when we roll a game, picking a movie to go along with it, even though there's no movie for it. I don't know if y'all would be interested in that, or if that would just be too hard to figure out.
I might need a break from all the movies.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
can go back to the regular stuff.
Because sometimes I
also.
really struggle with it.
This came up because
I get that.
we just wanted to watch Major League. So I think
yeah.
the next baseball game we do, we watch,
We watch Major League. I think that's
Okay.
a great idea.
And then the baseball
I'm on
game
board.
after that, we watch the second Major League movie.
We do
Okay.
have
There's like
that would
5.
make every baseball that would make every baseball game a little more digestible.
And it's like, look,
Yeah.
a fucking baseball game. I feel like I can play that for 10 minutes and be like, I got to feel.
Yeah,
this.
I know what's up.
100%.
Yeah,
no,
but-
I am on board for that.
Okay. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. That's weeks away.
Right.
It's at least 4 weeks away. And we still got to do like calls and stuff on some of them. We're fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine here.
It's future Tadpog's problem. Let's
Yeah.
we're gonna do the
That's
Rocketeer.
the lifestyle, baby.
It is. Yes, it is. Rocketeer.
Rocketeer.
Next 2 weeks from
Rocket
today.
here?
Rocket ear. Rocket ear.
Well, thanks for listening. Speaking of ear, thanks for listening, everybody. You find the
Hey.
show on iTunes, not SoundCloud, but on Spotify, YouTube, all over the goddamn place. Got lots of shit going on, but most importantly, we have that Patreon.
Money, please. Patreon.com/Tadpog. If you want to give us money. I have a list here of executive producers. These are the fine folks that donate $20 or more per month. And I'm going to read the names of those people right now, starting with Cubicle Monkey, Plinko Nick Price, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Pinball Airplane Archmage Chris Edler. Sorry you couldn't be on this episode. Derek Pope Sandwich, Cthusiast Jeff Miners. Congratulations on your marriage. Drink Smith, Joey Webster, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Louisville correspondent Princess. I've just fucked that right up. Louisville correspondent Princess Consuela Banana Hammock, Flava Trick Taryn Dahl,
Got it in one.
and Canadian Turbo Nerd Thomas 1.5. I'd like to extend a special thanks to our buddy John Turley, who upped his pledge over the last week. I was actually at work sitting across from
I
him
was
when you
hoping-
sent
I
that
was
to me.
hoping that was gonna be
and
the
I was
case.
like, John, did you up your Patreon? And he's like, you know I did. So thank you, John. Was there any
Nice.
more did you give us another one that I'm forgetting?
Oh, Super Godzilla. Forgot that. Super Godzilla.
Super
Also on the list.
Godzilla? Okay.
No Super Gamera?
Not yet.
Bummer.
Okay. No, that was it. That was it. So, thanks to all of you for the donations. All of you, not just our executive producers. That all adds up. We have a lot of donors, and we're really grateful for that money. So, thank you so much. It helps us get the show done every week, like we do, and we hope we're delivering for you both here and on the Patreon. New Dark Tower content is coming out every 2 weeks. There should be one coming up soon. For Wizard and Glass, I believe, is the next one to drop.
Yep.
So if you're interested in the Dark Tower stuff, that's coming up. We've got the actual plays that Tyler's done, with just some of the movie ones that we've done, like Joe Dirt. All kinds of good stuff on the Patreon. So for $1 a month, you can get in on that and check that out. Thanks to Dane, as always, for putting our show up on YouTube every week. And thanks again to Brad for the nice email that he's just taken upon himself to send us GamePro reviews for everything. And it's really been cool to have that. And I love your little stories, especially the one about the Hot Wii Fit trainer. So.
Toy Story. Forgot that one too.
Oh, okay.
I own that one.
Oh.
That's fine. That's all I got for the Patreon stuff.
Our theme song is moved by Sigmore Drive. Link that track from theshortstep.com. Again, let's close it out.
I guess as one of the 3 main characters from this movie, 4 if you want to count Max Shrek, because, I mean, come on.
Okay. So until next time. Tropical.
Capricorn.
Oh, Max Shrek.
We all did Max Shrek badly. Well, at least I did it badly. I don't know.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I'm coming, your Capricorn.
Unlimited Poontang Capricorn. TADPOG is hosted and produced by Tyler Holland, Dave Moore, and Ian Chandler. New episodes published Wednesdays each week and are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else podcasts are hosted. Have a question or comment for the hosts? Call us at 270-883-2555 and leave us a voicemail. If we like it, we'll play it on the show and respond. Want to send us something? You can do that at TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. If you absolutely must send us a food item, please use caution and good judgment when doing so. Tasty snacks that look or smell funky or are past their expiration date by the time we get to them will be thrown away. Bonus content is available at patreon.com/tadpog with a minimum donation of $1 per month. You can join in on the conversation by visiting our Discord at bit.ly/tadpogdiscord. Registration is free and we'd love to see you there. Thanks for listening, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our show so you don't miss an episode. Now, where did I put that stinger? Oh, here it is. I'm still not telling anybody what you did.
Yeah, good.
That
Great.
was a secret.
That's
That
a
is
you had to be here
secret.
thing. That's
It's
a-
too bad you weren't here.
That is just for hosts only.
For host. I might tell John.
Okay.
If he asks,
I mean,
I'll tell him.
He's done enough. He's done
Hey,
enough
Zay fake
episodes.
jerked off in front of you guys. You always ask that, but this time I got something to tell you.
New achievement.
Max Shrek. Get out of my swamp. Defeat Max Shrek. I don't know. Did you fight him in the game? I didn't get that far.
I didn't watch that.
No, I don't think you ever do. I think it just
Played
does.
2 levels and quit, and then watched like 2 levels and then quit.
No, I skipped stuff.
You don't
I
turn
went
him
up
into
to the
Large
car
Marge
part.
in the game like he does in the movie.
Tell him Large Marge sent you. Large Marge is Batman.
Well, Paul Rubens is in it.
Yeah. I don't think you fight Max Shrek, actually.
All right. Achievement's no good. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I liked it.
Get out of my sewer.
I'll murder you momentarily. I loved that line. He just Penguin's like, I'll murder you momentarily. Who comes up with that? DeVito nailed it. I wonder how much of like his
Frank Reynolds is from the Penguin.
Frank Reynolds is from the Penguin.
I know. I was wondering that too.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of it had to have been ad libbed, right? I mean,
I
it
guess.
seems like
They
just let him kind of cut loose because he was so Danny DeVito.
He was great, honestly.
so
like
good.
I thought he was really
He won an
good.
award, didn't he?
I don't know.
I feel like
Maybe.
he won something for it.
Maybe. I'll look if you'll bear with me. Penguin. This is good podcasting.
Yeah.
Award. I remember also in the most recent Oscars, by the way, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger both presented an award, and Michael Keaton was in the audience, and they cut to him, and they're like our arch rivals in the audience. And they like cut to him, and Keaton was just fucking giving him the death stare, like totally getting into it. It was fucking great.
That's awesome.
It won 2 Oscars, but not for Danny
Michael
DeVito.
Keaton was in Twins?
He was. He was the third. There was really triplets, but they didn't.
What did they win, Tyler?
Best visual effects and best makeup. They lost visual effects to Death Becomes Her.
That was
I need to see that.
visual effects in that movie were kind of fucking amazing.
I'm ashamed that I haven't
2
seen
nominations.
Death
They
Becomes Her.
lost both. To
Okay.
Death Becomes Her and to Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh,
For visual effect? Which one?
Visual effects for Death Becomes Her, makeup for Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
I could see that. Both, dude. Yeah, Death Becomes Her. I wouldn't say is a great movie.
It's
but
been described to me before, and I've been like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, I would like that.
It's okay. I liked it, and plus, it's fucking Bruce Willis, Meryl Streep, and Goldie Hawn. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to fucking beat. But the visual effects in that movie are fucking second to none. It was really good, especially at the time.
Yeah.
Really good shit. So yeah, for sure. 4 stars. Wasn't say, says check it out. I don't know. I don't guess. I don't know. He may have won like a BAFTA award or something. I don't know. I don't have time to look it up. It'll come to me over the court. It'll pop up in my TikTok probably now that I've said
Probably.
it out loud.
Mhm.
Yeah.